gotta leave it to the professionals.
Blessed by Gandhi, blah, blah, blah.
Started off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Surfing on the web and I'm shooting at 3. I've been golden when I got my G. I'm an alien boy from a different planet, yeah. So I got my drink, I'm riding in the 1920s Model T Ford. Call her Era Lord. Call me Levi, playing on the keys, boy. And I'm about to put my gloves on. If I said it, then I meant that. Yeah, I like that one, I'm about to get that. Crash that whip for the drumsticks, whiplash. I'm about to get them all. Are you with that? In a white boat, surrounded by blue. I want one, but I got a cop too. I wanna fly high in the sky, arms out wide, trying to soar from a bird's eye view. I'm on fire, Ricky, Bobby, cracking the pavement, Whitney, Bobby. I'm a Saki bomb, Hiroshima, Nagasaki. Bruce Wayne been a dog, and I keep it 101, cause I'm feeling kinda spotty. You sipping on some rock, and I'm sipping on octane. The only thing around my neck is the blockchain.
Now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
NFT, Twitter, blockchain. Seeing with the ghosts and we ballin' like the Brown James. Crypto. We can make a trade, get the memo. Reviews not falling for the FOMO. Listening to Coffee with Captain. You know we worldwide, they loco. I ain't never gonna stop rapping. Orlando, yeah, we working magic. We rocking Ethereum entities. I just went and caught me a half base. Man, I got a shout out
Started
to
off with a bit, now I got coin. I see where y'all going. Been poppin' since Web 1, hella hoes on Web 2. I was living a dream, now I'm on Web 3. And it is what it seems, topping the pyramid schemes, I'm telling you. I'll sell you a percentage on Nebula. Shout out to Vince, yo, set it up.
Freaking the mood to choose one, but they got knowledge to move, son. I'm shocking in shades with my brother in shoes. Yeah, them blues is coming. Even though it's hard to pick, eeny, mighty, mo, soda on the mix, no biting lips, it's time to go. Index number 1, no thumbs up, you gotta scroll. Looking at the ghost in studio, it's time to go. Had a helmet on by myself until I met a mask that wanted to have a face off. Had to bring my chainsaw, full tank of gas in the drive with my brakes off. I'm A1, but a different kind of steak sauce.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin, where we dive into all things crypto, NFTs, Web3, and cutting-edge technology. Remember, nothing here is financial advice. Early-stage tech can be exceptionally volatile and risky. So grab your coffee and join Cap and Steve for today's conversation.
Welcome to the future.
Welcome to Coffee with Captain GM. Thanks so much for joining us. If you haven't done so, do us a favor, drop us a GM in the chat down below. Then head up top, smash that like, repost, and bookmark on today's space. We would greatly appreciate it. It does warm up the algo and does us a real solid. Also up top in the Jumbotron, you'll find the chat or the link to the YouTube chat, the abstract chat, all those up top, as well as the X video feed. We're on my account today on X and on Abstract. Appreciate all of our GMers chat popping off early. I saw as soon as I logged into Abstract, there was already 10 in there, I think, even before I clicked start stream, and I did topple over 500 followers on Abstract, so I know that was an ask. Appreciate everyone who got us over that magical mark. And as always, I'm Cap Jim McCo, Steve. Never any financial advice in the show. Crypto is risky, NFTs are risky, meme coins exception risky. All of them go to zero to moment's notice. Please don't put any money you can't afford to lose. Note that Steve and I hold tokens we'll talk about from time to time here on the show, including ETH, which I opened up my first 25x long on this morning, Steve. So don't follow me in any of these trades because I really don't know what I'm doing. We're not financial advisors. Sure, not your financial advisor. Just here having some fun. We'll hopefully share some information, education, and have a little bit of fun along the way. GM Steve, how you doing, sir?
GM, do you feel like? First of all, give us a like, a retweet, and the comment on the room. GM to all the friends out there. I apologize. I was not expecting to get. It is way too early, 8 and 4 in the morning, for you to just be firing off a 25x long on ETH to me and just starting off the show. You need to ease me into something like that. Like that is a heck of a play right there. But what is the liquidation price on a 25x ETH, out of curiosity?
Well, it's going to vary because it depends on what you have in your like your margin account. But I would like my liquidation price previously on my ETH trade that was open was like, I don't know, $200. I ratcheted up now. I think it's like I don't know if I can log in because I disconnected. I'm no longer in the Bahamas. It was a quick trip to the Bahamas this morning. So I made it back in time for the show. And it will let me check without connecting. 3,300 is my liquidation price. So I feel pretty comfy there.
Oh, that is a comfy spot.
That is blended too, because the first long I opened was at like 32 maybe. So it's a little lower because of I have, I had a better position already open on ETH. So GG's, like, good luck. I don't know, man. I came to the conclusion that like I'm extremely convicted that we're not at the end of the cycle. Yes, we're expecting rate cuts next month. Might that be priced in? Maybe. I think this is the easiest trade we've seen in crypto because of the open demand, the open interest, the fact that, I mean, I'll pull up the site again. Like, it just doesn't appear to be slowing down. And are there other variables? Yes. Could there be a black swan event? Yes. We haven't seen this before. Like, none of the stuff that is pumping ETH right now existed I shouldn't say none. Most of the stuff that's pumping ETH right now didn't exist last cycle. And we're just starting to see it like have an impact on the price. And, another 158,000 ETH yesterday. These numbers are insane, man. I don't know why we had the 2 red days to kick off August. As we talked about earlier, every day in July was in the green. And these numbers are massive. Like, started off a few green days, then it's 118,000, 239,000, 124,000, 158,000. This isn't USD. This is in ETH. We're talking, this was, basically it's knocking off $1 billion a couple days ago, then call it $500 million a day in net inflows. I think that continues. And what I don't think is priced in yet is the fact that these companies have another 27 billion that they want to buy more ETH with, and they haven't bought it yet. It's just like, I don't know how they can buy $27 billion worth of ETH just on a few of these entities and it not have positive impact on the price of ETH. So just wanted to, and again, I don't know, man, if it starts going the other direction, might I capitulate and close the thing? Possibly, but I just think we have a ways to go, and I wanted more exposure to ETH.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's really interesting that how we're sort of almost approaching. By the way, I did request back up because I saw I booted off stage. Spaces have been so funky. I don't understand. I'll die on this hill. I don't understand why Elon and team don't take it seriously. That's like Spaces is like one of their unique selling points. Like, there are people on it constantly. Like, they could be pushing it so hard. But yeah, man, I don't know, man. I find myself looking at it and I'm like, I'm not actually long ETH because I don't have any positions open, but I am long ETH in the sense that, like, mentally I'm long ETH. And so, like, I probably should be doing this. And I feel like this cycle, we are probably, like, every cycle, I feel like we get to be a little bit smarter traders in how we approach things. I don't know. Like, I just, like, whether it's like, like I said, I'm LPing. I know that you're getting in the perps game a little bit more. It just feels like I looked at my LP, and obviously the numbers have to go up or chop or whatever. Like, if numbers are tanking, nobody's doing well anywhere. But I mean, I look at like LPing, and I was like doing the math on, like, if someone has 10 SOL just sitting around in an account, if you throw 10 SOL into a LP, you could make like an extra $5,000-$6,000 a year through chop, through fees alone, just doing that. And again, not a financial advice, results atypical, who knows? But, like, it's just passive money you make just paying attention to your money. And I just think it's such a difference. And for you, it's like you're opening up longs on ETH saying I'm bullish on this thing. And it's just, if you're holding anyway and you plan on not being stabled and you want to see where it goes and you think it's going to go up, if you think ETH's going to 10,000 and it's not even at 5,000, then that long is just giving you extra exposure to it. And so, yeah, there's liquidation prices, but it's like, if you have a belief in a system and you feel pretty good, don't gamble more than you can afford to lose. Like, do something that you're comfortable with. But for you, I'm guessing a long that liquidates at 3,300 feels like you could probably be holding it for a while and go to sleep and wake up the next day and it's not liquidated. Maybe it's down a little bit, but you're good.
Yeah. I'm not, because here's the thing. I'm not, if ETH drops to 4K, I'm not selling. I mean, if ETH drops to 3,300, I'm not selling. Now, would I have to, reassess my strategy there? Yeah. But I just, is 10K a stretch? Maybe. I don't know. They were just talking like 6 to 8K October. I think that's very much in range. And I basically put my money where my mouth is. I had a few, I think I said I had 3 positions open. Now I have 6. I did end up opening a Athena one because it was down a little bit yesterday. Looked at an opportunity to get in that position on the dip. Same thing with Chainlink. These are just small positions on Athena and Chainlink. But I obviously increased my my ETH quite a bit. And I should do as soon as the show's over. I can't do it now because I have to head back to the Bahamas. But I should have added to my PENGU exposure there. Because to your earlier point in the war room, discount on PENGU and Rec today with majors ripping, and I didn't do that, but I maybe would look to back and lever that one up a little bit as well. But no, I just ultimately I think I'm not even thinking about taking anything off the top until probably October-ish, and then that'll be depending on where the market is at. But because I'm in that headspace and not gonna. I'm not looking to new stables or anything anytime soon. I just felt right to literally just go full risk on and not have anything on the sideline. I say that I still have a little bit, but I just wanted a little bit of extra ammunition in the holster in case there's some other hot, you actually be wrecked. If they list wrecked, I'll shove the rest of it in. I'll open up as big as long as they'll give me.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because it's, if you look at I'm trying to do some math in my what about at 10x? I'm trying to do some math on some various things. So I'm trying to figure out what leverage I might be comfortable trying to test the water. So it's I'm doing hey, you go 1,000 ETH long at 10x leverage right now. Your liquidation price is going to be 4,200. So you feel relatively good about that at the moment, at least the way the money's coming in. And your profit is going to be, if it goes to 5,700, a couple $1,000. So you're going to make a lot more money than you would just holding it spot and turning more into more. I'm more along the lines of if I'm long something, I'm probably going to go 5x or something and then just hold it. Right.
Okay, yeah. And Mayhem in the chat. Absolutely. He says, everyone having fun with leverage, but for real, for those that don't know what they're doing, keep it low. I double, triple, quadruple tap that. Just start with a 3x, start with a 5x, start with something to where, like I said, my liquidation, up until this morning, my liquidation price on ETH was $200. I just take it easy. Also, holy moly, I need to get my Mythic listed because one just sold for 15 ETH. Mine's better looking Mythic. I'm going to pull them both up. You tell me which Mythic is better. I don't even think it's a comparison, but
I know you're obsessed with your Mythic, and I know there's you love that thing. Mine is kind of a common, but I know
that thing just sold for $70,000 US, 15 ETH. Mine's better.
Yeah, show me yours again. I know yours is better than that. I actually can tell you definitively yours is better than that from seeing it in the past, but show me yours again because I do think I do remember seeing yours and being yeah, that's far better than I've seen it before. It's a good looking Mythic. Some say it's even better looking than Drew Crit's Mutant is to Mutants even.
Here we go. So there's mine. Here's sold for 15 ETH.
I mean, list it, man. I would have listed. I mean, I would be listing that thing at, I don't know. I mean, here's the thing about it. What I found is that One,
trait-wise, the fuming, the eyes, the floor on the eyes, there's only 39 of the eyes in the entire collection. It's 0.9. You also know we're back when we're talking about trait floors.
yeah, it's like everything's a floor in a bear market.
But look, in all seriousness, yes, it's my bags. Yes, I'm an optimist. But 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the traits are all extremely rare. Like less than 100 of them exist, all 5 of them. So it's rarity is broken here. There's just no way it's rare. I don't know. OpenSea needs to fix that. That's just not correct. I don't know where I looked at it previously, but it definitely was. It was a extremely.
They
rare.
also, I think they also like put a lot of rare traits in the collection. Like I'll give you an example. I have a mythic that I think is fine. It's the one that I kept out of the bunch. I had actually probably some more rare ones on paper, but you can see this mythic right here. We talk about how they integrated rare traits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, and again, that's the background, so nobody cares about background. But like this is entirely all rare traits. So I wonder if all mythics just have generally rare traits comparatively, because like mine has 3%, 4%, 4%, 2%, less than a percent, less than a percent, less than a percent, less than a percent. All in like, and it's not that like I don't think this is like anything other than the floor mythic, although given that sale, I'm probably also going to give it a go.
Why not? It doesn't hurt. Especially right now. And this is the other thing no one's talking about is despite all this activity, despite ETH mooning, gas is still 2 GUI. Like it's almost free to transact on mainnet.
Yeah, I'm thinking I might list mine again. I'm not like over the moon about my mythic look the way it looks, but I'm probably gonna flip it over to my hot wallet and just list it for like, I don't know. You said one sold for 15 ETH. I'll give.
Yeah, I was gonna list mine at 6.9, thinking that's high. Now I think I should I'm just gonna list it at 15 ETH, and I'll manual DCA it or manual Dutch auction it.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a sick discount. I'll go 10. But no, I'm gonna list it and see what happens. Here's what I found when I list.
Can't wait for Crocs to listen into this later and make fun of us for our grandiose visions of selling rare. But this is like, if we are entering silly season, this is what happens. Just list things. You never know. Like that's also not a regret, but something. If I could run back last cycle, I would have had stuff listed all the time, and I got lazy. I just didn't list things. Maybe back then when gas was ripping, it might have cost you $50 to list something. No exaggeration. You had to prove the token and then list it. And $50 in gas it's not crazy to think we were paying that, or it is crazy to think we were paying that. But yeah, I probably should spend a day and just list all these NFTs that I'm not. Mythics I'm very long on. This is just one where I would rather trade that for a few floors.
Right. Collectors collect bull markets.
Because I believe tokens coming.
I do have actually a pretty rare oddity, so I should probably list that too, because I like this oddity a lot. So just to show that one too, I like this oddity a lot. But this little worm thing is very rare. It's Gremplin art, like 81 out of a very relatively large collection. Ranger's actually just a generally rare trait, but like this was a pretty desirable trait back in the K-Row days because it was just a random thing that he only threw in 81 out of whatever it is, 20,000, or I forget what the number was times. I don't remember what the collection size is. I'll have to look. I might be 10 actually. Yeah, 8,200. So it's like very rare. I could have done that math very quickly based on it actually. Yeah, man, it's just, here's what I'd say about listing. Like people make fun of you for listing things high. I listed my Good Vibes Club that I got for 0.25, a really good Vibes Club that kind of looked like me, reminded me of me. I got it for like 0.25 when Good Vibes Club was relatively high, like still high floor. But it was above floor at the time. I listed it for like 2+ ETH, maybe 3 ETH. And like people toss offers at it, It got tempting. Then boom, one of those offer tossers saw I wasn't going to accept and just bought it. And I had a piece of art that I minted for free the other day. I minted for free a while ago. Cool piece of art. Listed it for 0.29 ETH because, people had sold around that price, but a lot was selling a lot cheaper. I got a notification the other day, it just sold. It had been listed for like a month or something, and 0.29, and people bought the art. And maybe I just sold the next X copy and I'll regret it and I'll paper hand it. But like, I don't know, like there's certain things that it's like, I have a high offer on a couple of my art blocks things that I minted that I'm like, I know art blocks is doing their art blocks 100 or 500. I'm probably not selling it, but like, to your point, like, I'm probably just going to list things at prices I'm comfortable them selling. It's funny, even my never selling stuff where it's like, I'm not planning to sell my A, but if I list my A for 150 ETH and someone buys it, I'm not going to be sad, right? It's like things like that where it's like you can just list things. You can just list things way above price and see what they go for. And so I'm with you.
It takes one buyer. Takes one person to really want to collect that NFT.
Yeah. And and the best part is like the other thing is like my experience is like it's like anything else in many things in life. If you list things when you don't need them to sell or you don't need the money or you absolutely, that is the best time. Because when you want to sell, you're desperate. You'll take that weak bid. You'll get that money. Like I've been there many, many times with certain NFTs and I've seen them run and whatever. I like that Mythic and that Oddity. I like them. I'm going to flip them over to my hot wallet. Maybe today, I don't know. I'm interviewing Jonah at noon and then I have to help my mom with something shortly after that. But tonight, like flip some things over to the hot wallet and just list them. And man, maybe one buyer says, hey, I really like that, or I'm looking for that trait and I'm into it and they have a lot of ETH and they're flush right now and the market's going and you sell it. So I'm probably going to do some things. There are only a few things that are like non-list in my mind, at least at the moment. So like I'm not selling my V-Friend. That's something I always love and will always want to keep. That's pretty sacred. I actually have a odd affinity to the Punks comics I own just because I bought it so early and it's not like that thing's going for like deep money anyway. But yeah, man, there aren't many things that are like completely off limits for me. God, even a 0.04 WETH offer on my cock punch. That's interesting. The Tim Ferriss one. So, but I like that. So I'm not doing that. There's a Galaxis, which was the first NFT I minted on ETH. I'm not going to sell that. It's in art blocks. You know, like someone's offering me like 0.01. It's like, even if someone's offering a lot for that, I'm like, that kind of started my journey. I remember showing that to people at Nestle. So there's just certain ones that I don't want to sell, but man, there's some stuff over here that has some offers that I'm like, maybe I should, like, I don't know why. Like, there's this contrast agent, which I really like. It's like a cool NFT I minted on art blocks. I went through a phase where I was just loving minting stuff on art blocks to mint art, but I've got this guy. It's collection floor 2.8 offer 0.12. Now, I don't think they're selling. Let's see if they're actually selling. Because that offer versus that floor seems pretty wrong. Yeah, people are just weething them. But the collection, there's, they haven't sold in like years. One sold like a week ago. But for some reason, out of nowhere, someone's got a this is the offer book or whatever on mine. Yeah, this is one on mine. It's like someone's trying to offer me $590 for it. Maybe, I don't know. I like the art. I like art blocks. I like that art blocks doing the art, but somebody wants it. So I don't know. Might be worth listing at twice that price and being okay with letting it fly. Cause like right now I do want to be flush in some, I'm really wanting to be in as many coins as possible and only the NFTs I truly want. Like last cycle, I feel like we just got absolutely filled up on NFTs and like then we ended up holding a lot of stuff and it was part of the game. We got some wins, but like, you're talking about going long ETH. I want more coins to do more things with right now because I feel like it's more accessible than ever.
Yeah, and it has the motion. It's got I still think there's going to be plays in NFT land. However, part of what has me so bullish on ETH in everything ETH adjacent is I don't think everyone here understands the magnitude of TradFi money. Like how much money there is in this world. And we have been in a very, 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 very small sector of those world financial markets. And I feel like we're now in it. Like you heard Signal on Modern Market say like the two things that have outperformed the market significantly this year, it's AI and crypto. Like I think we're in a really good spot.
What does she mean by AI? Out of curiosity, like I don't want to come across as like really dense. Like crypto as a financial asset, put money, get money. What does she mean by AI has outperformed the market? Do you know that? Do you understand that?
NVIDIA and all the AI stocks and
sure, but like NVIDIA is like a chip stock. Yeah, AI is like going into it, and that's what they're pushing towards. But she's basically saying the AI beta plays because crypto outperforming is crypto. With AI, you think it's like she means like NVIDIA. Specifically NVIDIA, actually, for that matter. Like anything that's like picks and shovels for AI is what she said.
Yep.
Okay, cool. Anyway, continue. Sorry, I didn't catch that this morning, and since you brought it up, I want to clarify to make sure I wasn't too dense. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, that's That I mean, maybe I'm off, but I'm pretty sure that's what she was referencing. I'll just ask right now. But no, a few thoughts, like just brain dumps here. So funny, I actually also sold a cock punch for about 1 ETH.
I bought them when they were like super low. Like I think it's actually a profit at like the 0.04 offer or whatever right now. Like when they were like down horrendously. Like I know people have bad feelings about Kevin Rose. I still am a fan of Tim Ferriss, longtime fan. I know that by association, people are like, oh my God, he's best friends with Kevin Rose. He must suck, whatever. Now it's like, I like his interviews. I like his style. He's one of the podcasts I used to listen to religiously. I used to listen to when I ride my bike. So like, I like owning a collectible of something that he created that he used to fund, I believe, psychedelic research, right? He used it to like fund PTSD psychedelic research. 100% of the profits, and I believe 100% of the royalties, I want to say, all went there. Like people were like, it's grifting, it's extracting. It's like the money all went to charity. He said, I'm going to create a silly series. And he's like, and also like, I don't expect anything from this. Don't expect it. Like we got in an argument. Remember we got in an argument with Josh Probowski about this on stage because he was like, it's extractive. He's a grifter. I'm like, he's not making any money. He said he's not doing anything with this. Don't expect it to go up. And he even said when he released it, I may drop this at any time just because like it's a small creative endeavor, but I'm trying to raise money. Anyway, so I like owning one for that reason.
For those that on the other side, and I agree with you, to straw man the other side of it, it's the board members of the charity. It was him and Kevin Rose. I think had he not had the relationship with Kevin Rose, probably doesn't get any flack. It's just, it was too soon. And a lot of people, it's almost like guilty by association. Not saying that's right, but I understand the sentiment. And when he said he's not doing anything with it, when that thing was able to flip that thing for an ETH, that was a no-brainer for me to just didn't see any way it held that value. Big shout out to Be Epic and Von Frunton and Thomas. Really appreciate the tips over there in Abstract. And here, this is cool. I hadn't seen this yet in ChatGPT. We actually, Bunchy's learned of the weather today, so apologies, Machiavelli. It's my favorite day of the week too, and I actually had a few AI conversations I wanted to get deep in with Bunchy, but we're going to save those for next week. But the one thing I hadn't seen yet is it's kind of like, it's not that big of a deal, but ChatGPT is dropping actual charts in as the answer. So I asked, what are the top performing AI stocks 25? And you can, I don't know, this is kind of cool. I didn't realize they were doing this. Anyways, just a quick glimpse here. Year to date, NVIDIA up 31%. Advanced Micro Devices, AMD, up 52% year to date. Microsoft up 24% year to date. And then it goes into a little deeper dives talking about NVIDIA's dominance continuing. MU, Micron Technology, up approximately 44% year to date. AMD, we just talked about. Other major AI tech or AI heavy tech giants, so the Mag 7, talking about hyperscalers alone may invest $300 billion in AI in 2025, and a few other high growth ones. Quantum computing up 2,000%, Palantir up 485%, and so bringing that back to crypto. Okay, if you're in TradFi, you want to catch the wave of the cycle, you want to get in AI or crypto, how are you going to do it? Like there's a few examples we just gave for AI. How are they going to be investing in crypto? What's the most logical answer from probably 99% of the people you would ask that question?
Yeah, I mean it's the ETFs. I mean that's it.
It's Bitcoin, right?
Yep. Yeah, it's Ethan Bitcoin in the ETFs specifically, right? It's like if you ask 99% of people, like that's the thing. I mean, they don't even know ETH. I don't even think has like that motion yet for them. People see it moving, but like TradFi, maybe to your point, like your TradFi friends are smart enough to pay attention to that. But I do think for most of them, it's like Bitcoin. They're starting to wrap their heads around. Here's the thing that I think, like honestly, like this is kind of a noteworthy topic on a little bit of an evergreen day. We didn't even hit the Bitcoin all-time high yet, which we will in a second, because I think it's funny because it's almost like become casual that we just expected it. So I think like because of that, it is what it is.
Bitcoin all-time high, where we don't even hit on it until 29 minutes in the show. We are back.
Yeah, but like I
mean, in all seriousness, I think that's the general sentiment. Is like we're just cool, great. It's all-time high. We're going so much higher. Like it's just
I saw some people calling tops and stuff being like, oh my God, is this the end? I can't buy anything right now. It's like, it's a bizarre timeline factor that you see with people, you know?
I go back to what I think there's some magical magnet, some psychological barrier to $100,000 and 120. It's close enough to it. You feel like you missed it by 20%. I'm late. I saw a meme yesterday that it was like the two lines where someone, you got like the little lemonade stand, and one line showed Bitcoin at 120,000 and no one in line. The other line showed Bitcoin at 210,000 and everyone's in line wanting to buy it. I think it'll happen before 210,000, but I do think there's going to be some sort of psychological shift once it gets far enough away from 100K to everyone realizes like, oh crap, these crazy lunatics were right. This thing is going $2 million. We're still really early. Right now, it's too close to that magnet on 100K that people are like, oh, if I'm buying here, I'm overpaying by 20%. I know this doesn't make any logical or rational sense, but people aren't rational. Markets aren't rational. And I really do think that if this thesis is right, we hit a number that's like the collective consciousness shifts to like, oh, I'm going from I was late to I'm still actually early. I think we could see just some crazy God candles.
Well, I also think like it's no different than my mentality in like pre-COVID when Nvidia was very, very cheap. I remember listening to Kramer and Fast Money and all them back in the day before everyone like dunked on Kramer. And, like I said, like now he's just that, old retired boxer who's like trying to, he's Mike Tyson against Jake Paul for a lot of people, right? But like that's probably an exaggeration. Kramer's better than that right now. But the point being like, before Kramer was a joke, he was awesome to listen to. I don't think he's a joke too, by the way. I love his books. I love, he's done so much for me personally, investing wise, as far as like following him and reading him. But he was screaming about NVIDIA. Fast Money was screaming about NVIDIA. And I'm like, this thing's run up so much. There's no way I should buy it. That fallacy, right? And it's gone up like 100x or something insane since I looked at it. I mean, I'm talking like pre-COVID levels of NVIDIA when I was like looking at it and I'm like, this is way too high. And meanwhile, like, it's been the only trade better than Bitcoin ETFs that you get regularly in the market, for those who are playing the market. It's been the only trade that's been better since the Bitcoin ETF came out as NVIDIA. And I'm talking about 4 years before that, 5 years before that. So I think like that mentality is very real. It's easy for us to understand because we understand it. Here's my thoughts on this though, Cap, because I was thinking about this yesterday, man, toying around with the right way to explain this. I think one of the big problems crypto and NFTs for that matter have is the majority of people just didn't grow up understanding digital goods as a market. Because like even AI and things that are familiar to them, like they can understand and wrap their minds around price to earning ratios. Like you're talking about coins that secure the digital infrastructure of the world. You're talking about digital goods that people have. And like, look, my kids, we talk about it all the time. They engage in market dynamics for digital items and Roblox all the time. Like it's normal for them to have price discovery, buying and selling, currency exchanges where there's like you're trading Robux for another currency. Like they even have to like learn security measures for grifters and scammers. The traditional finance people and people in general just didn't grow up with them. The people with spending power today can't even comprehend the concept of digital goods, many of them, let alone like the price them appropriately. And if they're even open to the idea, it's like learning a new language. Like think about it. Like if you're these people and you say there's Bitcoin, they're like, but what is Rect? Well, that's different. Well, what is Ethereum? That's different. Well, what is Dog with Hat? That's different. They're all the same thing, but very different, like different types of NFTs. And so I just think like as the younger generation grows up, it's going to be incredibly obvious that these tokens like secure borderless infrastructure, digital items have utility, arcade tokens, and all these other categories will be like very obvious to people. But I think just like it's like, do you remember when smartphones and computers were starting to become more useful and millennials got it, but like boomers were like, I don't want to be on a computer, or I have a house phone. Like, why do I want a cell phone? It's like, it took a while to wrap their heads around that. And that is a very understandable like technology use case. The idea of a digital item having value, those market dynamics make no sense to the vast majority of the humans on Earth because they just didn't grow up native to them. That's changing, and it's going to shift in the next 10 to 15 years. But it's like when you talk about being early, like what that I think like sometimes we overthink the fact that the reason why people don't see value in crypto and don't see value is they're like they can't even wrap their mind around that paradigm. And yet people who grew up with it will. Like, my kids don't have a problem with it. And I think that it just takes that time for that turnover, where it's the only reason why, Signal mentioned it this morning, to your point. NVIDIA, you can't, NVIDIA is like, you can't walk a foot without a traditional finance person being like, have you heard about NVIDIA? Let's talk about NVIDIA. My friends who are in traditional finance are like, NVIDIA, man, it's cooking. It's crazy. Bitcoin has been about equal to that as far as performance goes since the ETF came out. Don't get that conversation. Until now, we're starting to hear it in traditional finance, but humans who just play around in the stock market look for like NVIDIA and other stocks, but they don't care about the biggest outperformer in the market right now, which is crypto. And the reason is it's just such a confusing concept that I think people can't wrap their heads around it. They didn't grow up with it. People don't know how to price the market.
Yeah, I agree. I concur. I actually saw Be Epic talking about Bitcoin looking good and just hit a 10x on Moonsheep and gave me a little extra love with some extra Appster for the second time. Congrats on the Moonsheep hit. And I just bought another miner in Big. I got a really, really, really small room over there, but I just filled out my room with another miner. And
there's a community takeover there. I actually that
happened.
Oh,
really?
Yeah, I believe so. So I cashed out $1.47 of Bitcoin that's been sitting there for like 3 months or whatever the time frame is since it last was big. I was selling Bitcoin. People were telling me that you don't have enough Bitcoin. I put in the cheap and free miners, and then I just sold every time I pulled out. And I'm not going to play that game just because, yeah, it may be worth it. Like, there may be a risk reward there, but I have like the free miner and like maybe one other I bought and had paid for with the Bitcoin in like 2 days. And but yeah, there's a community takeover, so they're trying to do something over there.
Oh, I saw Luca pumping it as well. I didn't see all the details, but again, it's one small room with like a couple Raspberry Pis and nothing to get excited about. I'm not even mining 1 Bitcoin a day, but that is an area where I don't want to farm just to farm, but I'm thinking like I probably should just go pick up at least a small bag of grind or some. I feel like if holding memes on there is helping. I did, by the way, last week was my biggest XP yet. It was over 10K, which is not a lot for yourself or some of the other, real big abstract XP wars. But yeah, I feel like I'm at a point where it's not like pot committed, but kind of like a little extra effort over there, a little bit of focus could end up like 2xing my allocation. So I'm going to start strategically doing things that, like I like pawns. I don't know what they're planning to do with grind, but of all the, I just feels like it could be a little more than just a random meme that someone launched that everyone forgets about next week. So thinking about maybe moving a little more over to abstract.
It's funny. I'm actually the opposite direction, and that was on my.
Well, you hit this a lot earlier than I did. I haven't really been buying or holding anything over there. You know what I actually should do? And now that I'm talking out loud and saying this, I wonder how much my Sugartown activity boosted my.
I bet you that's it. But you don't know because it's all a thing. It's all a black box. But like. Man, I'll tell you what, I don't know, my abstract XP was flat last week. And everyone's like, oh my God, it's big abstract week. I held more memes. I had NFTs. I played games. I played the Pirate Nation game that Proof of Play put out. And my XP was completely flat. It has been flat for the past several weeks. And look, I'm not complaining. I get like 19,000 XP a week, roughly, almost on the dot. But I'm simply... I'm starting to look at opportunity cost and I'm holding these memes and I'm like, do I really want to hold these abstract memes? There's going to be a point at some point when they kind of hit the top. And the NFTs, it's at some point, holding these NFTs that I'm not using, I don't know, ETH's kind of continuing to sing. So I don't know if I want to do that. So I'm kind of getting the other direction on an abstract where it's I'm still a believer. I'm still liking the streaming. I'm still playing towards that TGE. But I'm starting to go back to where you were. And to your point, I did get an early start. I have a nice little piece going. But I think I'm gold or whatever it is. I'm not going to get to platinum. That's not happening. It's just the barrier to entry is too high unless I significantly change something I'm doing on there. So I don't know. I like being high up on that. But I think, one, the TGE itself has a lot of like people they're promising right now. Yeah, I'm like gold tier and I'm like not even halfway to platinum and I'm not going to get there. It's just so massive. It's like one, the TGE itself is like they're penguins are going to eat and littles are going to eat and abstract, like people are going to eat on, streamers are going to eat and all these people. So like there's a lot of rewards given out. And two, I'm not one of like the sort of golden children of abstract, so the Eli's and the Marianne's and the people like that who are just like crushing it, right? So like I'm kind of in the middle ground here. And if I'm sitting there with like, I'll make it up. I don't think it's this number, but let's say I have half an ETH worth of, meme coins and NFTs or an ETH or a quarter of an ETH, whether it is, I don't know that money's good sitting there earning 19,000 XP versus 7,000 XP at this point. Like we're probably like 2.5, 3 months away from TGE. What do I want to be doing with that money instead? I'd rather be LPing or staking it or doing something else. And I don't know that farming on abstracts do anything for me. So I'm going the other direction, but you're now entering your abstract farming era, huh? Are you just playing catch up or?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not like gonna do anything crazy. Just maybe make a little bit of moves. I don't know. Maybe I don't do anything. This is when it's on my radar that I'm kind of like 1 foot in, semi paying attention, and there might be some things I could do to increase. I should have waited until after the CPI print to open my long, but markets did not like producer prices rise 3% year over year, 0.9% month over month. Expected was 2.5% and 0.2%. So higher inflation than expected. Core PPI 0.9% month over month, estimated 0.2 and 3.7 on compared to estimate of 2.9. So not great on the inflation front, but we'll see.
Because that means that should mean lower potential for a rate cut, right? I mean, that's basically what we're looking at there is like if inflation. Oh yeah, my soul pool is heavy. I rebalanced my soul pool this morning again, and it went about 40%, almost 50% higher into soul in the past few minutes or whatever. So the CPI print definitely
looks like it already bounced a little bit, but we'll see. Sometimes the first candle, either direction red or green, is like a scam pump or scam dump, and so we'll see what it does the rest of the day. But I would think. So you think it means it's less likely we get a rate cut now?
Yeah, if inflation's up, why would you make money cheaper if inflation is higher? Right? Like I don't know. Like rate cuts coming regardless, but like I assume like it's also funny when people miss. It's like when people miss or companies miss, they go down. It's funny when America misses their numbers. Not funny, but it's like a ridiculous thing to think about.
420 billion liquidated from crypto markets in the past 20 minutes. So that's why you don't go crazy with your leverage and make it a point where you're teeter-tottering on getting liquidated.
Yeah, I generally speaking, when inflation is high, it's less likely to cut rates, and that's why, like, especially if it's really bad, because then you have potentially worse. Like you make money cheaper while inflation's already making money worse and cheaper. Like the idea is that's not supposed to be. You want kind of an even balance there, and so inflation up is not good, right? Like I mean that's I don't know. Like you usually want to hold steady rates or trend back towards like a target rate at some point. But I think it's basically like if you make money cheaper, extra demand makes prices higher, and then the inflation gets worse. And then if you're still stagnant, you can have the risk of stagflation. I don't think it's going to change. I don't think they care. But yeah, we're probably not going to get a rate cut if inflation is continuing to cook way too much, which is kind of something that's happening right now. So I think we're going to get one anyway because it's what the president and his administration want. Also, yeah, that's what happens when things go sideways. Risk assets are the first thing to go. And so crypto is the riskiest of risk assets. So, that's what people are looking at. But I don't know, Cap. I'm sitting comfy in some bags. You have a good liquidation price that's super low on the long you open, so you're perfectly good. But this is also a good example of why I'm not like the other thing about perps, I'll say this with them, and again, for people doing longs and shorts, etc., is that like Cap just said, you have a whole new world of things you need to pay attention to, which is you need to know when prints are coming, because like if you open a long right before a print, like Cap did, he's like, okay, like And like you said, it's already bounced. Like I've already seen the SOL rebalancing towards USDC in my pool live as we're going. I will say this, nice for fees. A lot of people moving their money around when that happens. But yeah, man, it's a whole new world that I need to get myself a little bit more involved in there. But yeah, anyway, I think we'll see rate cut eventually. Maybe not now, but I mean, when we do see a rate cut, send it all, right? Like that's the other thing. So, but yeah, but going back to the abstract conversation, it's funny. Like the abstract thing, I'm farming a little less. The other thing I want to get your take on, it's kind of funny, is that I actually am. I feel like I just have the exact opposite view as everybody on things when they happen. And I think sometimes it has to do where people's bread is buttered a little bit. InfoFi was getting absolutely like love when I was saying like, this is a bunch of AI slop. Now I feel like they're refining it pretty well and people are being smarter about the campaigns. I'll talk about a Polygon one they're doing here in a minute. And I like it. I like it more because they're actually trying to make it a little bit more, not just like influencers tweet and get paid, but you have to do some stuff. Like Polygon opened up a part of a quest in a separate platform where if you have to be staking Polygon and on the Yapper leaderboard to get access to it. So like they're making skin in the game where like you actually need to be staking on their site and you connect your wallet, it reads into your wallet, and then you're eligible for like this $25,000 prize pool. I think it's getting better. Again, curious your take on this. Everyone seems to be talking about InfoFi dead. It's all worse. It's all AI slop. I think it's going the opposite direction. They're actually refining it. And it was a bunch of crap to begin with where it was like all these big influencers ate and AI slop ate. And now it's becoming better and people are hating on it. Like, I don't know. I don't get it.
Yeah, maybe just time. And I agree. I think it is getting better. It's getting refined. Still not perfect. And I'm still kind of in shock over the whole Infinix thing. By the way, one of their competitors, DeFi Home, maybe, basically launched a Kaido campaign and took a passive-aggressive shot, subtweeted Kane, calling, basically the announcement message was use the word terrorist, which Kane called all the yappers. I'm still kind of like in shock over how Infinix handled
the Jack
their
situation.
campaign, and yeah, like they're doubling down on making things worse. And I mean, I'm not even joking. I think like they're probably going to drive, like how they're handling Kaido is probably going to drive more of their users to DeFi.app. Which
is one that I wanted to look into and just haven't had a chance to, where they're giving a
yeah.
large, but honestly, DeFi app is like, it's a very long-term campaign. It's like a 6-month campaign. And I do think that sense of urgency is important. But yeah, find the DeFi one if you can, because
they said to the so-called terrorist, again, that's what Kane from Infinix called him. 100 million home is up for grabs on our Kaido AI leaderboard. Yap to get the allocation, use DeFi app to unlock it. I also think this is smart. You talk about improving on it. Like getting allocation is one thing, for talking about it, have another hook in there, make them actually use your product to get the rewards. Like that's fine. Like these should be loyalty rewards that you're helping identify, not just users, but also those talking about it. The best is both, right? Isn't that just common sense?
Yeah, I mean that's like, and it's on a different platform, but yeah, I mean that's what kind of like what I'm saying with this one. So I'll pull up Rudo's tweet because he had put it out there, and the information I'm trying to get a little more information, but I know I'm eligible now because I signed up for it. But basically, similar situation. Rudo quote tweet this: "We're giving away an additional 25K for the next 60 days. Here's why: Mindshare and Kaido leaderboards are great, but I also think the best creators actually talk about things where they have skin in the game. By the way, I discovered a Polygon leaderboard after tweeting about Polygon, not before. I didn't realize it was there. If you're participating on chain and talking about it, staking Polygon to earn 5+ additional airdrops in our ecosystem, we want to reward you. Which again, there's 5-6 airdrops you get access to while earning 5-6%, whatever the number is in the Polygon validators. And it's this flip side quest where it's like, basically you stake, you connect your wallet, it sees your staking. Like that's a good platform. That's a good idea where it's like, there is a Kaido leaderboard for yapping, which by the way, I think their leaderboard is pretty good as far as like the people when I look on it, but those top 50 yappers also get access to an additional pool if you're staking Polygon. I was staking, again, this is the ideal InfoFi scenario. I was already staking Polygon because I talked to Rudo and Big Nail and them, and they showed me how to do it, and Diana. I then took that Polygon that I was staking and just showed that I was doing it and connected my wallet, I'm eligible for another airdrop on top of the fact that I'm just talking about the thing I'm using. And I'm going to try to get him on the show at some point here if they can swing it. Katana over there is the most user-friendly DeFi platform that I've used since I've gotten into it. It's Katana, Meteora, and then everybody else. But Katana for sure. It's got a native bridge, which lets you bridge money over. It's got so it's like if you're trying to put money into an LP, you don't need to like do all this bridging and stuff. You just basically use it right there native on the platform. It shows you when you deposit it, how much you deposit. Like there's so many easy user-friendly features. So anyway, long story short, like I agree with you. I think like the DeFi app was one that I was looking at that I haven't gotten to tweeting about, but I want to dig into. I just haven't had time to like actually do my full deep dive. And I've kind of established when it comes to InfoFi, I'm only going to talk about things that I actually care about or use. I'm not going to just like blatantly farm. So, I think Loud was the exception, the Loudio one, just because everybody was doing that. It was like a very short sprint. I'm very much into like the Polygon one's interesting to me. DeFi app's interesting to me. And so I think what you just said is yeah, it's like taking action. I think it's getting better. It's just interesting because I see so many like KOLs and people who are like big into like on the timeline talking about how InfoFi is just this, InfoFi is dead and it's just AI slop now. And I'm like, it was AI slop when you were getting paid. It's just now, I don't know. Like, I guess I don't get the pushback that I suddenly see on the timeline when like they're literally taking measures to improve it. Like it doesn't make sense to me. It's like I've been the opposite. I was hypercritical at the beginning.
This was Kane's response to DeFi app. Quote tweeted it and said, "Wait, you're telling me the app that was doing low effort wash trading to pump their own metrics is now trying to track low effort slot to pump their socials? Surely not." First comment: low effort, brother. You called your users terrorists a couple days ago. We offered them a better home. This is community for DeFi app director over there. I called Kaido bot farms terrorists. I get why you don't want to distinguish between users and bots, but some of us actually try. I just
horrible look, man, for this guy. Horrible look.
Well, he's not wrong in that, like, yeah, you should attempt to identify real users over bots, but the reality is we know at least one real user that bought an NFT that got nerfed, and it's just, yeah, this is maybe end up becoming the most expensive Kaido campaign because what they're paying to Kaido, what they're paying rewards, and getting creating their own PR issue out of it, but.
Honestly, like I just think Infinix has been so like what talk about like, and I know some people like maybe it's popular, like this might be the echo chamber of the KOLs I'm talking about who like are like mad at InfoFi, which we've talked about. Some of them are getting their deals taken away by InfoFi, so they feel some type of way about it. But like Kane's like sitting here and Infinix is sitting here and like, what a horrible way to manage that. Instead of being like, hey, like this could have been done better. We had some issues with bots and things, but that said, we're trying to make it right. It's basically like they're slamming the entire sector as it goes. They're taking a defensive, aggressive stance. Like if I saw this tweet, like, and I'm sure people are like, yeah, go Kane, who's like bags are involved in this whole thing. Although I'm seeing like people, I'm seeing a lot of people going after him in the comments, so maybe it's not working. If I see this tweet, the so-called terrorist, whatever, yada, 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 I look at I'll give a quick story. When I was in PR at Progressive, there was a very big crisis that happened where the social team wanted to respond to something, and our recommendation in PR was like, this will go away. Responding to it will make it worse. It's the Streisand effect. And sure enough, it did make it worse. And it was like, it turned into this big mess that we need to clean up in PR, and it was painful and it was rough and whatever. And it's like, but like, you're just creating a bigger mess. Just stop talking. Just leave it alone. Infinix, like you didn't like Kaido. It didn't go well. Like how many people you have a bad experience at a job and then you go and you just say the best things you can about it and you leave and you don't say anything else. You do that because you don't slam your old employers when you're talking to new employers. You don't slam people you work with. You don't slam agencies. You don't slam, like, unless it's egregiously bad. It feels like Infinix is going on an infinite smear campaign for InfoFi and Kaido, and anybody who has anything to say about it and getting so self-conscious and defensive about it, it's such a bad look. Like, it's a bad look. Like, just stop talking. Just leave it. Like, hey, this didn't work for us. Is it possible it's something you did? Could you have refined it better? Did you have these conversations with kind of behind the scenes? Did you address them publicly? Did you address them along the way? Like, it's such a bad look. Like, stop. Just like leave it. It didn't work for you. That's fine. Do your own thing. Start Yap Run differently. Like, why are you doing this? It's bizarre.
Yeah, I agree. It doesn't, again, teach their own. Talk about whatever you want to, but, you talk about founder-led marketing and founder content. It matters both directions. By the way, related, PayPal they didn't call it Mindshare Lead, but CEO content something. Like, basically, PayPal is looking for a Mindshare Lead to manage the account of the CEO for PayPal so that he doesn't have to become a shit poster. Mindshare Lead working its way outside of Web3. Man, I had another thought on that, but my brain isn't fully working yet.
It'd be interesting to see what direction they're trying to go for that, because I do think, I don't know, man. Like, I look at like PayPal, like Mindshare Lead type thing. It's like, I hope, I would guess they're not going the direction of, I don't know. I don't think they're gonna. I don't think you want a shit poster. You know what I mean?
It's not a shit poster, but I said that, not them. Head of CEO content is what they're calling it. 137 to 236K a year. This guy said, everyone says PayPal's done for spending $200K to hire someone to build CEO's profile. Truly doesn't understand the value of brand and distribution in 2025. I agree. It goes on to say, I have friends who run social agencies that do exactly this for startup founders. They charge 10 to 15K a month. So $200K to have someone in-house, especially at a company as big as PayPal, is not bad. I don't think they'd hire anyone good for much less than that, because the good people are making that on their own. Lots of upside if they use the person properly. I agree. And then some more thoughts here. In an ideal world, even better if they hire this person to sort of coach CEO, interview them on a weekly basis, help them flesh out posts, blogs, videos, etc. Handle all the editing, all the scheduling, but keep the CEO very involved throughout the initial creation process, since voice tone is very important and people easily tell you hire a ghostwriter. Wholeheartedly agree with that. I just like, if you just hire an intern and say, go nuts, go shit post, I don't think that's the answer. But I think, as described there, there's some CEOs that are capable of that. Not all are. And I just think it's going to become increasingly important for all brands to become content creation brands.
Yeah. I don't see why you wouldn't, and why you wouldn't want to have someone thinking about. But again, it's hilarious because it's like this is the era of personal social media and personal brand, and like people want to see humans. Like they want authenticity. They don't want faceless, mindless brands. And having a CEO, it's so funny to me because I remember I've pitched thought leadership, executive thought leadership across the board. And every executive I talked to was like, yeah, we'll do some speaking ops maybe, but what does it do for the business? And I don't know. Probably 10 years ago, I was pitching to executives the idea of like every single executive, here is the thought leader. I remember just because it's so past at this point, I don't think there's anything contract wise there. I remember a Progressive, I pitched the concept of the future of transportation as a concept. I teased a lot of concepts, and I had a piece that every single executive could own and how it would play out. It was, this person owns the future of transportation. Here's why they're credible to talk about it. Here are the speaking ops. Here are the editorial ops. And here are the things you can post publicly on places like LinkedIn. And it just wasn't worth the time and effort to them. And they said it wasn't. It's like, now I think everybody should be doing that. Like, if I am I also think people are approaching it again, reactionary. If I am a company, I say, what is our theme as a company? Let's say that you're, I don't know, whatever it is, PayPal, the future of online payments and everything global finance. What does your CFO talk about? What does your CEO talk about? What does your CMO talk about? And you have where it goes, where they're going to speak, where they're going to write editorials, what they're going to post online, and you have somebody craft all that for them. Nobody seems to care about these things. And still, to this degree, they're being like, oh, we just want the CEO to be a rock star. And so someone's going to manage their social, make them post on LinkedIn. It's so much more than that. Like, you should have a multifaceted content strategy for every single executive, and they should be talking about it. And you should have people who manage it and work with them accordingly. And it's an important thing. And I think your company will be, especially in Web3, infinitely more successful. But I'll say it again, nobody in Web3 seems to want to hire people to do these sorts of communications and marketing jobs. I talked to Hunter Arell about it yesterday again on his stream, where it was like, he's like, what makes Pudgy Penguin so good? I'm like, they're out there, they're talking, Luke is talented at this, and they market the shit out of things. I just don't think people take it seriously, where it's like, if you have a team of 5 people building something, each of those 5 people could have their own thought leadership platform, and you could hire someone to manage and help them with it. It's what PR people do. I just don't understand why it's not as important to brands in Web3 or elsewhere, where you could give them things that they could be doing on timeline quite regularly. It's bizarre to me. It's bizarre to me that it's just so unimportant to people. And, companies are saying like, oh, just our CEO. It's like, have a platform and a thing that you all stand for, and then everybody talks about it.
Yeah, it seems, again, common sense, I think, but not everyone is there yet. A few other interesting thoughts. I'll let you decide which one to hit on next. Dort bought a heavy metal last night, thinking anticipation of Yuga taking that IP back, launching Evo 2 art that's done and putting them in other side. I know there's a little bit of speculation. I'm curious if more speculation or hard rumors came about that. I don't see myself going the heavy metal route. However, the follow-up question to that is, when will other games have a TGE and align with Kaido? I don't want to miss a big other side drop. I think something's going to happen in there based on activity. Command Line, Bathroom Blitz just finished up their first season. Dort says it's a joke. I don't know if it is unreal. Like, maybe other games themselves doing a TGE with Kaido, sure. My overarching point, though, is at the ecosystem at large has been relatively quiet from a catalyst standpoint, right? They've shipped, they've got other side live. There's been rumors alluding to another token. I asked it yesterday, how wide do you think they'll go? I think it will be more than just apes, mutants, and codas, deed holders, etc. I think, and because of other side, they can see all the activity. It's not just what you've held, what you've spent, what you've traded. Like, I don't know, man. Maybe I'm thinking too much into it. Maybe it's pure hopium, but I do think that those that are active there may very well get rewarded.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. And like, it's one of those things where you can only do so many things, right? Like, there are only so many things you can do. And it's like, you need to spend your time where you want to spend your time. If you genuinely enjoy going on other side, do it. But if you're doing it to farm, you're not going to have a good time. It's like the same way, like, play to earn. When you're playing to earn a game, like the first heavy metal game, people thought that they were going to get these big payouts and they were playing to earn with their friends and it was going to be amazing. And they went into heavy metal. They went to heavy metal and they're like, wow, that wasn't very fun. I didn't do as well as I thought. I got a few ape coin and I spent all these hours doing it. And I had comments on it at the time where it was like, you should have made some identity-based prizes, because people like, I played hours of Ape First Mutants to earn this plushie and I'm happy about it. Like, it's like people like giving away ape coin and putting price to people's time. It seems like an obvious design. And so I know that they figured that part out. But yeah, man, I think, like, if you enjoy it, great. If you're going on other side and playing in Bathroom Blitz or any other games simply because you're farming something, thinking there's an airdrop coming, you're probably going to be disappointed.
I agree. But I think there's more and more stuff happening over there that worth keeping an eye on. If they do come back, by the way, that GUI price now, after we got the these mass cascading liquidations, it's back up to 20. So ETH heard me that gas was just way too cheap. Going to be interesting to see where the markets go here in a half hour or so once once Wall Street opens up. But
you think bad with that CPI print? We're just going to absolutely like hit some nice little breather. It's funny. My LP is now it's the first time I've had an LP. I literally closed and opened it again during the show, and it is converted. It's a 20 step, which is like a relatively wide, but kind of narrow range. Like, this is an LP that, by the way, I usually have to check like once every 3 days. I am just this close to being 100% dollar cost average into Sol on the way down. So it's a lot of fees, which is good, but it'll be my first loss as far as my LPs go when I'm rebalancing. But I'm also going to have a lot more Sol to speak of. So, and there it is. We are now 100% withdrawing the pool at 100% Sol. So in a matter of like basically seconds. Like, I mean, we're talking about in the duration of this show. I rebalanced at 2 a.m. yesterday. I rebalanced before the show, and now I'm rebalancing once again. And I'll probably do it again because it was I'm more than happy to take the because I do think Sol continues to go well, so I'm less worried about long term where Sol ends up. You know what I mean? Like I'm okay with the I cash out and I hold the Sol.
That's exactly it. Like that's you know what I think it was. I'm sure it was DeFarmer. Let me go pull up his tweet because this kind of sums it up. Trajectory still great. Zoom out a second. Imagine now we engulf this ship by Asylum Open. In all seriousness, though, holy F, slide the lever down, people. What the F? Nasdaq's down negative 0.2% candle. Crypto absolute devastation on the liquidation feed. Not going to make it to the finish line like this, homies. Trajectory is still up and to the right, but you got to make it there alive. So yeah, if you are playing around with leverage, don't put it to where if something moves $200, you're going to get wiped out.
Right. Like to me, it's like that's what I say. Like I put enough, like I basically put as much Sol and USDC in a liquidity pool as I'm comfortable DCing into Sol. And then, like maybe I'll hang out and chill on the LPing for a minute and let the price settle in because my goal is to just make fees. But it's part of the game.
I sent out a few things. I'll show this and maybe you hit on it now. Maybe it's later conversation because I don't know anything about it. I just shout out to Matoshi who brought it up in the chat. But there's a pretty big mint today. Had not hit my radar. I was not familiar with it until just now. But this appears to be a do your own research. Again, I'm blind of it until about 30 seconds ago. Sup Foundation raised 20 million from Skycatcher, SteadView Cap, Speedrun, 32-Bit Ventures, and a few others. 15 million Series B followers or earlier, 5 million Series A. It reflects our growing excitement, interest, and vision and execution to date. Sup Foundation is bringing super gaming on chain this fall. It begins with the launch of our Lotus Vaults collection. Sup Foundation is, per their bio, bringing super gaming, which has 200 million lifetime players on chain this fall. In this Genesis collection called Lotus Vaults, mints today at 1 p.m. Eastern. This is I'm guessing their CEO or someone on the team here. Yeah, founder. One of the founders says, "We spent the last 10 years building a real business and serving 200 million players across multiple games today, forming a new community, our on-chain community. Sup begins with the mint of our Lotus Vaults. Whitelist checker, there's a guaranteed mint at 1, first come, first serve at 3, and then public at 7. It's a 0.1 mint. Thoughts?
So they're just building a community with the gaming community they've already built, and they're pulling it online. Is that the whole idea here? Does it say like the utility? Did I miss that in there? I was kind of like trying to look through.
Doesn't say what the Lotus Vaults or Genesis collection.
Does not have in-game utility.
No in-game utility. Purpose is reward and align our community members with future of the Sup ecosystem. So that I interpret that as that you'll get Sup token. So I read this as the NFT will be, there's only 1,000 of them. It'll be their core crypto community and likely get allocation of the Sup token when they drop it. What that does in game, who knows? But
I'm probably staying clear. I mean, I like it's interesting, but like I'm trying to be better about being like, do I actually understand this thing? And it's like it feels very 2021-ish.
Diff says I'm max minting this. Take that for what it's worth.
Who did?
Diff.
Oh, there you go. Is it on it?
Well, good question. Where's it minting? I don't know. Oh, it's minting on mainnet.
Oh.
So here's the thing. I just don't know anything about Sup Foundation. But if it's, legit, I'm trying to find their actual website, not Telegram. I'll do some more research. If anyone is familiar and want to help educate us here a little bit, by all means, join the stage. But it does say the last thing here is again, founder says sup, the token begins with the mint of our Lotus Vault. So I just, it's a token play. If you think that they're going to do well on-chain gaming, then might be worthwhile. I just don't know enough about it yet.
Maybe mint and flip. I don't know. I just, yeah, I'm not like, but like the thing is, like, if I'm doing a mint, it's a mint and flip. It's not a mint and hold for the sub token. I'm not particularly overly interested in the sub token. Yeah, I'm looking at this right now. I'm not seeing. I mean, I get it. Like I heard everything you read, but it felt like to me a bit of a word salad at least. I don't know. And the waitlist checker live, I'm sure I'm not on the waitlist for that for whatever reason. I don't know. Like it felt like a little bit of a word salad to me of like, you know, like almost like 2021-esque where it's like, this is the beginning of the journey and didn't feel like there was quite as much there. So not necessarily my, not my journey, but hey, if somebody else wants to, I don't know, like maybe I'll mint it for a flip. I can't tell. Oh, this is actually hilarious. I don't know who they whitelisted. My cold storage wallet with whatever NFTs are in there is eligible for mint on the whitelist. My main wallet is not, and I doubt they have delegated wallet. But I don't know if you want to check the whitelist checker, but like my cold storage is good because I probably have like my ape or something is getting me on there. So I don't know. Yeah, I mean, 0.1, supply 1,000. I don't know. Maybe I'll find a way to fire in if they have delegated wallets, and I'll try to flip it because it feels like with a lot of people I see, you know, it's like Dithmax minting, Loop I want to mint, you know, AIZ from, you know, Giga I want to mint, Pirate Murdoch wants to mint, Spike wants to mint. There's influencers who are interested in it, so we may be entering that era again where it's like a catch the influencer bet. I don't know.
Where did you find the whitelist checker? I'm not seeing it.
I don't know. Let me see if I can find the actual spot for it again, because I basically went to the thing for a second there, and it says if you just go to their tweets and scroll down. Yesterday they said whitelist checker live now. See next tweet, and I put in my wallet that has a bunch of my better NFTs in it, and it said you are eligible for first come first serve whitelist. So I haven't looked at, so I'm not in stage 1, but in stage 2 at 3 p.m., which I will be out of the house for. So I'm not minting this. I'm probably going to miss out on a cook because I'm not minting this. I'm helping my mom with her finances. She's not going to get in crypto, but I need to talk to the banker to make sure they don't put a bunch of her money in a fucking CD again. So we'll see. But so I will miss this, but good luck to all of those out there who are minting.
Found the whitelist checker. I will pin it up top for anyone looking to check that yourselves. And like I say, like this one snuck up on me. I do think if we stay in an up only season for a while, like something to, again, just keep eyes on. Like there could be more profitable mints. Maybe you're long and you're bullish and you want to hold. Maybe it's just, you know, my hot wallet not on the allow list, but I'll check some others. I think it's worth keeping an eye on this stuff. You know, pick and choose. Don't mint every one, but some, if they get a lot of attention, a lot of motion, probably worth taking some shots.
Yeah. By the way, my liquidity pool ended up working out, at least for the immediate future, pretty perfectly. I think at like 189, I pulled out all my SOL because it had gone completely liquidated to like from my cash to my SOL. Not even liquidated, right? Like the pool had gone to that side, now to 195. So like basically dollar cost averaged into SOL on the way down, and now I'm sitting on more SOL and more cash. So works out in bull markets. What do you know? We make it work and we ride, but gotta figure out if the crazy volatility is over yet or not, or if I want to go back into that, because I don't have time to babysit that one today, and I don't know that I want to continue get like one side of one or the other. To be honest, like I don't know about you, but when I LP, I get more worried about dollar cost averaging into the USDC on that side than I do about the crypto, because right now I still think we go higher. Like I like that it bounces around. But if I go even 20% down on the crypto, I tend to rebalance and get myself back in there so I don't lose too much crypto upside on the impermanent loss. But if I think it's going down, then I feel better about it. But if I can't babysit it today and we're going to have this much volatility, I'll lose out on the fees. But I don't want a world where there's a bounce and Sol goes to like 210 and suddenly I'm all in USDC and I'm like, damn, I didn't want to do that. So probably going to chill on that today.
Yeah, I mean, today, if we do see, looks like, not just ETH and Bitcoin, alts down across the board. Whereas I should have waited on my ETH long. I got like those PENGU and those rec bags. I probably will do some shopping today.
Yeah. You're feeling good about the about PENGU and rec long term. So like you mentioned this morning, it's like,
down 11%. And I've said before, like in a bull market, like this is when you want to buy. You want to buy rec when it's down 11% on the day, not after it just ripped up 15% on the day, and that's the 12th day in a row it's printed a new daily all-time high. I mean, the opposite of what I said, I probably would be pretty awesome if I don't capitulate on ETH throughout the entire bear, and then I just top blast it with a 25x long, and it just goes down only from here. So again, don't take anything I say as financial advice because I don't know what I'm doing, but I will be buying rec on discount today if it stays down.
I'll say this: I feel pretty good about being more heavily in stables at the moment than I was 2 days ago, where I was like, a lot of my stables are like, either LP'd or staked. And it's funny. I was having a conversation with with somebody at about like a coin I was potentially buying for a farm purpose. So like I'm trying to farm my way to an iPad on the flow rewards. I'm like a little more than halfway there. And you could hold some of the meme coins. And I basically said to, I was talking, actually, doesn't matter. I was talking to Do Lifts and I was like, look, man, like he was, telling me why, educating me on it being super helpful. And I was like, I'm waiting for a red day and then I'll probably buy. So maybe today is the day I buy because you get like these keys for holding it and then those keys open boxes. It's got some cool mechanics to it. But like, I was like, I don't know. At the time I was like, dude, this thing's up like 20% or something right now in the past like 2 days. Like, I don't think now is the time to buy hand over fist because if I lose $200 on a meme coin, that's a $200 more expensive iPad on that reward. So days like today are probably the day to move some stables into some things and maybe cash them into some other investments and then cash back into stables when things go back up. But yeah, days like today are like, I'm gonna be curious to watch the timeline because I feel like we'll go up like 50%, 25%, whatever. And then there's a little bit of a dump and people are like, it's over. Like people were calling the top like a couple weeks ago again. It's like people are just so reactionary. And I don't know if they're just over leveraged or they're engagement farming or a combination of both, but I feel like we still have so much higher.
Yeah, I agree. Jumping around again on you here. So if there's anything you want to dive deeper on, I just shout out to, I think this was Joey. We finally got a heads up notice on utility for holding a fluffle. This is Top Strike live on MegaNet, Mega ETH testnet. Trade real Premier League stars and earn from goals, assists, transfers, and more. 24/7 real-time fantasy football. Hold your stars for a share of prize pool or bank profits early and jump to the next riser. Fluffle holders get early access now. I don't know. I'm not a Premier Leaguer, but I will probably check this one out. And are you familiar with Top Strike at all?
No, I am not. But I used to be in the Premier League, but then streaming services made it so I can't watch anymore. So I don't know. It looked like there was a Cristiano Ronaldo picture down there. He's in like the Saudi league. He's not in.
Yeah, it's just someone.
The Premier League.
Yeah, it's just someone commenting. But says Fluffle holders join the Discord to verify your NFT via collab and get access to Fluffle channel or the code for early access to the app and maybe a loot box or two awaits.
Yeah, like maybe I'll do that in cash. It's just I'm not a Premier League guy. I used to be a Premier League guy. I still enjoy it when I can watch it, but I don't know. We talked about this. I won't go off on this rant, and then we can maybe switch daily market update to get back on track. But like, streaming services have ruined everything for sports. Like everything. It's like even NFL. I think I saw the cost if you want to watch every NFL game now is probably like it's like $1,200 for the season or something for like all the streaming services. It's bananas. And so like Premier League I used to watch, and then Peacock came out and there were other streaming services, and it was like it went from like I wake up at 8 a.m. on a Saturday, watch my team, get excited to I can't get it unless I have Peacock or look for an illegal stream or figure that out. It's not fun. And so I'm kind of over like that part of it. And then baseball, I can't watch anymore because of streaming services. Basketball, I mentioned this before. A Cavs playoff game was blacked out in Cleveland and it was on a streaming service. So they've sort of ruined everything for me. So with Premier League, unfortunately, I'm not as into it because I can't watch the games I want to watch anymore. And I have to watch like only big games. So I'm pretty much an exclusive college football, NFL when I can watch it guy. And even those are going the way of the dinosaur with certain streaming services. So I'll get off my horse, but
that Mythic was a wash sale. So my 12.69 listing is pure hopium. But nevertheless, I said, if they want to watch on mine, feel free. I will take it. The other perks of this, and this is what we can move on from this top strike thing, but free testnet ETH to start trading instantly, deposit into your Privy wallet automatically upon sign up, win mainnet player cards with real value at launch, compete in the top strike leaderboard. Here's what I really like: exclusive leaderboard just for verified Fluffle holders for any better chance at prizes. So I like how it's not only giving his Fluffle holders early access, but also their own exclusive leaderboards for the extra prizes there. And maybe this is nothing, but I appreciate the intent and effort here.
Yeah, I mean, it's the type of thing where it's like, if I like, me being less interested in it is actually bullish on how they're using the chain, because it means that I'm not, it's a utility for somebody who wants to get involved with the Premier League. I do, it versus like putting a utility for someone who just wants to farm. So yeah, I mean, that's like a bullish indicator. If like, it's like for people in the Premier League, great. Who are into that, it's their jam. They can do their thing. For people who are, not going to be as excited about that, like myself, like maybe I won't get involved because the perks aren't necessarily like come here for airdrop. It's come here and participate, So I think Mackie can go pretend he likes soccer. Maybe he does, but he's deep in the Mega ETH ecosystem, or maybe it'll get him into soccer, and that's a lead generation opportunity for them. So
it's only on mobile too. That's interesting. Top Strike is mobile only.
Smart.
Go for real-time trading. Open this link on your phone to get trading players and climb leaderboard.
Yeah, smart, in my opinion. I think it was Jonah, actually, who I'm interviewing today on the stream. Jonah has mentioned, like, crypto gaming makes so much sense for casino and mobile. And I would agree with that. I think crypto gaming for mobile, once it's quick, makes sense. I think, because the types of games you play, think about the types of games we play on crypto gaming. It's like they very much are a mobile type experience. They're those sort of quick hit games. And so I think smart that it's going on mobile, and I think, getting it on mobile / any, you mentioned casino games, which I think is an obvious. I think there are casino opportunities on chain. So, yeah, I think we see a little bit more of that. Let's do this. We had a big day yesterday. Surprise, after an all-time high day, we had a little bit more of a pullback. Like, people just think like with Rect. I think with Rect pulling back, one of the funny things to me is people are like, oh my God, what's going on? Like, for me, I'm like, damn, it's down again. Unfortunately, whatever. Like, I'm still holding. But like, everybody's like, new all-time high day, new all-time high day. New all-time high day for Rect for like a week straight. It can't be up only. It doesn't work that way. So it's funny when people get, I don't know. It's funny when people get all uppity about that. But let's do this. Let's do daily market update, and then I'll do a mobile stream drop while you do that, and then we will maybe finish out the show and see where we net out.
The daily market update straight to your brain. Powered by ApeCoin, no hype, just gains. Moving on 8chain, we bringing the heat. NFT spends alpha, never miss a beat. 8chain on top, now we bringing the flex. The home of NFTs, these now what's next? Come on, my head top, money for the time, and chop for one time.
It's time for the daily market update, powered by ApeCoin, the home of NFTs. ApeChain has it all, bringing culture, fun, and community to the blockchain. Dive in and see why ApeChain is on top. Cap.
It's bloody today. Let's actually start with majors. Actually, this can't be right. It hasn't updated yet. Let me refresh. Still not updated. Well, we're just going to read off here. Notice these numbers have dipped a little bit since the inflation numbers came out. Bitcoin down to 118,661. ETH is down to 45.41. So take these with a grain of salt. Everything's red across the board, but these numbers are lagging a little bit. XRP down 2%. Solana is also down now to 192, down 4 or 5% on the day. Doge down 4%. Cardano up previously, but probably down now as well. Memes are all red across the board. Pretty normal with majors ripping. We'll see if we get a bounce today on this overall market-wide pullback. But you can see PENGU, this pre the inflation, PENGU was down 5%. It's now down double digits. Similar across the board. I think everything is down probably 6 to 10% on the alts. If we look at NFTs, you will see apes down 6% to 12.12. V1 CryptoPunks with a day and 53 sales, bringing the floor up 22% to 3.8 ETH. Not sure what's driving that, but Moonbird's down 7% to 2.7. Big Pudgy's down 6% to 13.5. Azuki down 16% to 1.98. The market did not like the watch drop apparently. Base style, this has got to be an OpenSea farm with 52,000 or 58,000 sales.
By the way, on the, not to jump your flow, but the V1 CryptoPunks thing, it's funny. I always listen when I go to the bathroom. I just take my mobile with me, which is a dangerous game, as we know. But the V1 CryptoPunks, somebody on Thread Guy's stream yesterday mentioned how like their grails underpriced. They have a bunch of them, I believe. So like it was probably a copy trade.
Oh, I forgot the Thread Guy pump. Good. I still wouldn't mind having a V1 punk. I just have no desire today to. It would be more of a hold if I go that route, and I don't know. It's 3.8 is still a lot of cheddar. Milady's down 5% to 2.58. Little's down 8% to 1.5. And no idea what this one is. 64 by 64. Did 6,500 in volume. Let's click through and see if we can find anything else out. This looks odd. Any guesses? Any ideas? Last sales are like with some WETH sales at like 0.0075. So disregard the listed price. There's got to be just a few of these. Supply must be small. I have no idea what this is.
Code for the simulation, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Be safe out there. No idea. But anyways, it's did 6,500 sales, 73 ETH in volume. Most of those far lower than the lowest floor listed price. So don't be rushing into that one. But that's our daily market update brought to you by ApeChain. ApeChain, the home of Other Side. Go check it out if you haven't yet. Some exciting stuff coming soon over there. The Bathroom Blitz just wrapped up their first season, and looking forward to apparently like some heavy metal rumors are heating up. I don't know what that would entail, but things are getting quite active over there. We talked about the organic, just genuine interest and excitement and participation. We've got other games. I saw Machiavelli talking about wanting to get on the show here for an update. We'll have to make that work. Looks like they have games this Saturday at 10 p.m. Eastern. I will support. I'll talk about it, but way past my bedtime, even on a weekend.
Yeah, I am. Man, my weekends have been filling up. It's funny. Like a lot of people say, like when the kids go back to school, like parents are like, "Thank God, kids back to school." I've had a great summer with my kids. I love hanging out with them. I love having them around the house. Like I'm the exact opposite. Like I'm bummed. Mike, I'm as bummed as my kids that they're going back to school. And we have another busy weekend because we're keeping our weekends busy as we continue to like fly into it. Like whatever we can do on days before they are back in classes. I'm excited about. School brings all these challenges. People are like, kids are back in school. They're gone for the day. It's like, I get it that my kids are 13 and 11, so maybe they're a little more fun, but man, screw that. Like, you know what school means? I need to know about spirit days and homework and tests and teacher conferences and, all the things that they're doing, extracurriculars and getting home and in the house. Like, man, I like having them just home and hanging out. And so my weekends are a little busy, so I'm probably not going to be able to get to that Machiavelli, unfortunately, but glad it is running hot. Let's hit on the Azuki watches. Because I think you hit on, it's funny, I had abstract NFT, NFTs, like you talked about that. You talked about Kaido organically, and that was on my list. Bitcoin all-time high, like why are people calling the top? Maybe they were right. Who knows? We started off the show with the green boards across everything saying, why are people calling the top? And then it was the top. So RIP me and RIP us at the beginning of the show. I'm old enough to remember an hour ago when we said, why are people calling the top? And here we are.
You're right.
The local top, at least, apparently, it seems to have. I mean, Mando called the top of Solana like to a T at like the almost exact time. And tweeted about it and was like, hey, what do you know? So Azuki watches. I'm not a watch guy.
You are a watch guy. Like I'm definitely not a watch guy. I'm not even rocking an Apple Watch at the moment. That's probably, if I get another watch, I'm just going to go back to the Apple Watch because I do enjoy, like, I don't do enough with the data, but I want the baseline. I think like the health tracking is far more important than flexing a watch. And yeah, I'm not a watch guy at all.
So I'm not a flex watch guy. It's kind of funny. It's hard to explain. I just like getting into it. I'm more of a watch guy than you, obviously. I'm wearing this guy right now. It's a Laco. You can't even really see it. It's a Laco. It's got the anti-reflective. It's a Laco A-chain. I don't even know how it's pronounced properly. Pilot's watch. Basically, what I do is I like the watch game of looking for something that is better or better quality or at least equal to a Rolex, and then I try to buy it for like $1,000 or less, $500 or less. Like I basically look for watches that like wouldn't be worth robbing me for, but have the same quality to them. And this was one of them. Is a really cool Pilot's watch. I have a Hamilton like watch that's like, again, like under $700. That's I think better quality than like $30,000 Rolexes. So I wouldn't say I'm a watch guy, but I know a little bit about them because I went deep for a hot minute, just working with ChatGPT. It was as much as anything a ChatGPT exercise of getting to know how to do research properly and working on something. So, people who missed it, Azuki released watches with some pretty high price points, $25,000, $50,000, $75,000. Like this is utility. They partner with it. I think an older Swiss watchmaker who watch people have told me not as interesting. It is what it is. Like they're not like super going out to buy them, and traditional watch people won't buy these watches. Is basically what they said. I think it's just, I don't know. Maybe Azuki's got the whale community that's going to be interested in them. If you're going to spend $75,000 on a watch or $25,000 on a watch, are you going to buy an Azuki partner watch with the Swiss watchmaker that, I don't know, I was kind of digging into watches I hadn't heard of. I know some people know. Like, seems bizarre to me.
I don't know if it's bizarre. Not my thing. Again, I'm not an Azuki. I'm not a watch guy. But, I mean, how much did they sell those golden skateboards for?
I think it's a different time, though. They've pissed off their whales since. They've done a lot of drops that haven't gone quite as well. Like, the golden skateboards, absolutely. But I also think a golden skateboard is way more appealing than a watch. Like, that is a one-of-one interesting collectible. It's like when Supreme sells a Supreme brick. That's interesting. A watch is like, you're in a space where people flex Rolexes and, I don't know. I don't even know all the fancy. I don't even dig deep on the fancy watches because I'm so I don't, Tag Hour maybe is one of them. I'm just a person who doesn't dig deep on those because I look for the discount bargain basement high quality stuff. I don't understand it. Like it's just not my, and maybe it's not my journey, but I heard Signal, who said she is a watch person this morning on Modern Market, being like, this is a big turnoff to me. I know our guy Warp Joe had some comments. He's a watch guy and he had talked about it. I'm not a watch for the flex guy. I can't explain it. It's like, I just enjoy owning it for me. Like I can't and it's something I enjoy owning. I like the way it looks. I like the craftsmanship. I like that it works. It's hard to explain because most people buy a watch because they want people to notice and it's a flex. Like I wear watches on this show every day. Like it's like my armor I wear when I get ready for work. It's just, I enjoy having it. It's really hard to explain. Like, cause I think people a lot of times roll their eyes like, oh, why do you want to watch? It's like, same reason why people are like, oh my God, why do you own a Bored Ape? Or why do you own this? Like, that's a stupid thing to buy. It's like, it's not the flex. It's not simply because I want people to notice it. Like I enjoy having a physical watch. I don't know why. I had this switch flip in my head where I enjoy wearing it. And it's not about the price or anything like that. It's about like, I do one day want to own a certain type of Rolex because it would mean like I made it and I could actually afford to buy it, but it's for me. It's for nobody else. So, but these Azuki ones, I don't know. It seems like it's a weird, it just seems like a weird move in this market right now where it's like you dropped Anime Coin, it did well, but then it didn't do as quite as well. I haven't seen a whole lot of utility coming out of them. They haven't released a lot of anime shorts. The anime shorts haven't been received super well. And like, I'm not hating on Azuki. I like Dim and I'm rooting for them and all this. It seemed odd to be like, we're releasing Telegram stickers, and then we're releasing more Telegram stickers, and then we're releasing a watch, and then it's just, I don't know, like, I don't want to say extractive because they're a business and they need to make money, and if people buy it, it's great. And I'm not a hater, but like, I don't quite see the fit here in this market at this time to be like, we just partnered on really high end watches. But I guess if they're limited and people want them, great. I don't know, just not my journey.
Well, maybe timing is the biggest thing there, because even the people who can afford a $75,000 watch and would be interested, I don't know as if they're taking, like most are probably risk on right now. Most are probably like, it's like a opportunity cost. Am I taking $75,000 out of the market to buy a watch? Not me, but I mean, I don't know. We'll see. They got to sell stuff. They got to do some things to generate revenue. I don't know as if anime series gets them there, in the near future. So I don't have any issues with the stickers. Not my thing, but everyone was doing it, so may as well go sell some stickers to the Telegram people and bring in some revenue that way. I mean, if they sell any material, they could bring in 7 figures on this if they sell. Did they say how many are all of them limited in supply, or just the 75,000 ones?
I thought they were all, but I got to double check now, and I will let you know. I thought it was all of them were limited in supply to a degree, but if they're not, and you're just like, hey, anybody can buy a mass-produced $25,000 watch, that's a lot. So let me go and see if I can find on the website what they're looking at. Again, it's like, it's a well done website. I will say that.
The other thing, like maybe, I think it was Signal that said, like they have all their collector badge and stuff. Like maybe use this opportunity to reward, some of your most loyal supporters with something that's high dollar like this. Maybe there's a raffle or some sort of grail. Oh, the 75,000 is a one of one. I mean, if there's only one of them, so 4 of them, is that it? One of each style?
Yeah, I'll say this. I will come around a little bit. Like, one of one in all the 75,000 ones is a smart play. Like that I can get on board with, as far as like, I mean, they're all kind of the same. They all have sort of this this complication right here, in the bottom. So I think that's
yeah, I think the actual one of one for 75K makes more sense than a $25,000 one that's probably just an overpriced watch.
That I agree with. I'm going to go check in the limit of the, maybe I'll change my mind live on air depending on what the limited edition is. But they just say limited edition. They don't say what. But I mean, I don't know. I get it has some styles that call back to some of like the more expensive watch types. It's just these, and again, I don't know the watch particularly, but like this looks like what's the one that starts with the P, like that I always forget how to pronounce it. The Soho had the fake one that got called out for online. It's like it's got that same sort of style to it that other watches I think have copied. Tissot actually does that at a cheaper rate. So they've got some like classic looks to them, but and again, they worked on making it kind of storytelling, and they have different styles, so they're related to elements. So there's some thought that went into these things. They made some animations. I think the one of ones is a better. Now that I see the one of ones, I feel a lot better about that. I thought these were limited edition, and these were also limited edition, but having them be one of ones makes it a little bit more desirable for someone who wants to buy one. Like that one looks cool. It's cool. It's got the complication in it. That's pretty cool. So it shows kind of the mechanics underneath working it. A classic hand style, not too busy, no date on it, so it's pretty clean. So I think it's a cool concept. So I'm on board with like maybe the one of ones. I think the other ones, I don't know, not my thing.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's fine. Nice looking watch. No way am I considering paying 25K, let alone 75 for something like that. But that's just me. Looks like we did get a little bit of a bounce, or at least the dip done dipping with Wall Street opening.
So maybe bullish.
I mean,
so bad.
So the thing is, like, I do think rate cuts are priced in some. So I think it's going to be really interesting to, if we do get it, it could be a sell the news event. If we don't get it, I don't know. I'm not a macro expert, so I'm not going to pretend to be, but I just still think I'm back to my thesis is there's just too much institutional demand right now on ETH and Bitcoin for number not to go up for the foreseeable future. That could change on a dime, but
it feels like it would need like a major like catalyst to go the other way downward. And it would need like a downward catalyst. Like it's just, I don't know. Like I know everybody's looking at this and they're worried, and
here's the thing: the more big institutions, the more the strategic reserve list, by the way, is up to 71 entities. I don't remember what date, but I do think it's still double down. That's going to go over 100 here pretty soon. The more billions go into that, it's like the more likely they are to protect the floor, essentially, right? Like there's just these institutions are going to also, you know, not even the ones that are doing debt financing or have any liquidation risk. I don't know, man. It feels like at some point, if we get another, like, I would be buying right now. Like I'm going to buy some Rect and PENGU after the show, or actually probably go back to increase my long on PENGU. I'm not moving markets, but like a Tom Lee is probably buying the dip today. You know, he's got 20 billion or raising 20 billion to buy ETH. At some point, like they're going to buy the discount, and there's just so much capital already vested, like they're pot committed. I just have a hard time envisioning a real big crash out, barring, you know, the proverbial black swan.
Yeah, I don't buy it. I don't know if I probably didn't show up on screen. I just had a spider, a very like daddy long legs, like rappel down in front of me, and I caught it on its web and put it nicely to the side because people don't like spiders. Spiders protect me from the bugs that actually bite people. Like I don't get bit by bugs very often, but the bugs that actually bite people are what spiders kill. So I don't know why people are such haters on spiders. Just not my journey. But yeah, man. I'm with you. Like at some point, like institutional money, like we're gonna get less big parabolic moves that are moving markets in a major way. Like we're gonna see less of those. But yeah, man, at some point, like the dip's gonna dip, and you're gonna like it's gonna get bought up by these people. So I agree with you. I'm not like I'm not running to the exits right now. And I think a lot of people there are definitely some people I see on the timeline and elsewhere panicking, and you know, couldn't be me.
Yeah, because rate cuts are priced in. What if we don't get rate cuts in September? I think we'll get them in October. I don't know. Like I just, at some point, there's too much desire from the administration to cut rates. Hard to see it not happening at some point. But yeah, if we don't get them in September, we probably have a little bit of a sell-off, I would guess.
Yeah. And yeah, I think we'll get them. I think we'll get rate cuts at some point, though. It seems like it's like just programmed that we're going to get rate cuts. So I don't know. I'm feeling relatively confident about that happening at some point this year. And again, we're just going to continue to see people pushing money. So good day, at least for me to, you know, I'm going to do a little shopping, probably do a little moving of some money, and open some new positions. Probably not longs because I'm not that guy. Although today's a great day to open some longs, probably, right? I mean, like you put, in theory, not financial advice, but in theory, like if right now we're down, you know, 5%, and you think we're going to bounce, if that is your thesis, and you don't have a low liquidation price, certainly feels like you are putting yourself in a position to get a free 5%. And so, like, I didn't even think about the idea that, you know, longs are really where buying the dip matters for people, because like you're getting an extra 5% on top of your leverage. So yeah, feels good. Yeah, it feels like we settled in on some pricing. I keep watching the Sol in my liquidity pool right now, and it's like feels like I haven't reopened the position because I was worried about it being super volatile today, which again, good for fees, bad for bad for dollar cost averaging, but it feels like right now we hit the dip and then we leveled. So we were at like 205, we jumped down to 193, and we've leveled out pretty well. So maybe safe to jump back in the pool, literally.
Talking tokens, and I mean, shifting gears again, but talking tokens related to NFT brands. This is interesting. I don't know if I'm going to act on it, but interesting chart here from Pix today. NFTs and their tokens. What do you notice? For those not watching the screen or not watching video, NFT market cap. This is all inclusive of all collections, and then the coin market cap. So Bored Ape Yacht Club, 865 million market cap. Coin market cap, 497 million. Pudgy, 745 million NFT market cap. Coin market cap, 2.1 billion. Then Milady, 155 to 78. Azuki, 126 to 98. Doodles, 88 to 27. Captains, 42 to 103. I saw Free Lunch Capital made some big moves, like $500,000 of meme land yesterday, plus some of their NFTs. Rec Guy, 40 million to a 463 million market cap. Maybe I should just go get another Rec Guy or two, Steve. I won't read the rest of these, but just interesting. And I know there's a lot of variables, there's a lot of dynamics here, but like Kaido, 4 million on their NFT collection, 273 million on their token. Any thoughts on this, or what is this? Does this say anything to you? Is this actionable? Are you like, oh my gosh, Azuki anime is way underpriced because it's below their NFT market cap, or Kaido NFTs are way underpriced. Rec Guy NFTs are way underpriced. Like, and it's not that direct, but does anything jump off the page, or any actionable thoughts when you see this?
Not for me personally. I don't know about you, but like, I'm kind of like, I'm kind of not like, yeah, like, no, because like, I get why people would say that. First of all, I'm not this is just going to make me a boomer. I'm not a fan of like the "what do you notice" tweets that really are just ambiguous and don't do anything. Like,
videos are the best. What do you notice in this video? I don't know, dude. Tell me, what am I supposed to be looking for?
Yeah, like, look closely. What do you notice? Actually, it's funny. Big Cat from Pardon My Take, the sports podcast I listen to, he's a Bears fan, and he just hates the Packers, and he trolls them and all these things. And he goes like, all the ages of the NFL quarterbacks, what do you notice? And he had like, I want to say he had like Jordan Love at like 35 years old or something. Like, just basically like, he like basically like did it on purpose and did a what did you notice to like just make people mad. Be like, Jordan Love's not 35. That's wrong. Because like, of course, there's people who take it really seriously and don't realize that it's a joke. But man, I don't know. I'm just I'm not like I don't think that we're at a point where we can really look at fundamentals like that yet. Do you? Like, are you like looking at it and being like, oh my God, I gotta buy anime coin?
No, the problem is like the fundamentals are all different, right? Like,
they all do different things. They're different products.
Yeah, some NFTs have utility, some don't. Some coins have utility, some don't. Like, some are meme coins, some are governance tokens. Like, it's just some of the NFTs might have I don't know, like meme land, I think still has meme in them, like the meme land tokens or NFTs, that is. So it's really difficult when, even though they're PFP NFTs, like a PFP is not a PFP is not a PFP. Like they're just not the same. They can be, but they can also be very different things. So it's hard to just, it's very nuanced, I guess would be the proper answer. Hard to just make a sweeping statement like, oh, because this coin is this compared to its NFT collection, that's one of them's underpriced or overpriced. All that being said, the one that I probably would put the most thought into is the Rec Guy NFT, because it is part of the brand. They have rewarded those people in the past. Maybe they never do again, and it's just an art piece in a way to signal that you're a fan of that community.
Even that might make it even more bullish. Like, if Rec Guy is like the ultimate way, and they build a community and they grow a brand, and they're like a Red Bull style brand that has all this like cult following, does all these things. One, I find it hard to believe that the Rec Guys won't get a special treatment there. Like if they were like doing something like that, I find it hard to believe they won't. But even if they don't, and you have the supportive nature of it, like, people struggle with collectibles, man. It's so funny. Like, boomers understand baseball cards, but not NFTs, And it's like,
doesn't make sense. It really, truly doesn't make sense. Like, I don't understand how you could be buying pieces of cardboard and not understanding digital assets. Like, I truly don't get it as far as collectibles go. I don't. Part of what it was such an obvious play for me when I saw Top Shot is I just come out of COVID and had just started recollecting some cardboard. I got into baseball cards and sports cards and was ripping some packs, and it was nostalgic. I got it. I understood. Like, I understood that market. I knew it. And to me, it was like, okay, Top Shot's just the evolution of this. It's just a better way to collect. I can't, I'm not insulting anyone. I just don't understand it. It's fine if you're not into collectibles. I get that and how this may not make any sense to you. You think that someone's crazy for paying a few hundred grand for Michael Jordan rookie card. I get how you would think this is crazy, but for those that are into one sort of collectible and not another, like, oh, by the way, the Labubus that I found at the coffee shop, went back yesterday. There was 6 of the 8 remaining, so 2 have been purchased. One of them had already opened a rare that they said was like a $200 value, so $170 flip, $170 profit for the coffee shop goer, assuming it's a legitimate one. But
that's awesome. Good for them. GG's. Like, people love that sort of thing. But yeah, to your point, like, people get a baseball card and they're like, hey, I want this picture of this old dude, and I want that to be something that I'm this picture of this old dude is something that I believe in, and that's a good asset. Like, this is the future of finance, but not my not like the digital collectibles, which are the same thing but even do stuff. And I just, yeah, man, not my it's bizarre to me, but I don't know. It's how people operate. It's just they don't get it. They understand physical stuff.
Yeah, I'm reading our leaders asset gains over the last 10 years. Gold 200%, S&P 500 207%, BTC 49,000%, ETH 350,000%. Says Happy Financial Awareness Day. I don't know if all this is coming on because I saw this inflation, but yeah, I am. You also have, like, this is probably the last thing, high level news, the CoinDesk piece on this Scott Bassett interview. Did you see this?
No, I did not.
Actually, it was a Fox business interview. My apologies. I saw it from CoinDesk account. He basically said that the U.S. will not be buying Bitcoin, but we use confiscated assets to continue to build up that Bitcoin reserve, and essentially like utilizing stable coins as their mechanism to sell U.S. debt. So back to the earlier point, zooming out on all this, inflation was higher than expected. I don't know. I'd have to go back and look, but I think almost every time that's happened, we've seen a dip, right? Sometimes it continues to dip, sometimes it bounces. But I think anytime inflation misses, or it is higher than expected, there's going to be somewhat of a sell-off. So shouldn't be surprised. Like, it's normal. It'd be surprising if it didn't happen. I just, back to the crypto mindshare from all these markets, and it's not just the ETFs, it's not just the institutions buying, it's things like the US government is looking at crypto as a key part of its strategy to sell debt. Like, that's a big deal. Like, are stable coins going to pump? No. But the more and more attention gets brought to this, and this was kind of like an aha moment I had this morning when I was walking Duke, thinking back on, like, is it a bad thing for our ETH bags in particular that Circle and Stripe are launching their own layer 1? I don't think so. Like, they're large enough. They should do that. Right now, Circle's paying 50% of the revenues to Coinbase. That's just silly. I think what it's going to do is it's going to lead all brands. Like, basically, it's going to lead all that are in banking, all that are in finance, to have a crypto strategy if they don't already. Most are not. They don't have the capital, and it would be a bad business decision for them to launch their own chain. Even look at Coinbase launched a layer 2. Robinhood launching a layer 2. Like, these are still major financial institutions. They just don't do the same sort of volume. They don't process trillions of dollars a year in payments like Stripe does. It's different. We don't need all of them to come to ETH. My thought is, after you have Stripe and Circle do this, are there a few other major, like, $1 trillion under management that they may make sense for them to launch their own layer 1s? Yeah. But that's like the 0.0001% of businesses in this world. all the others are going to look to either partner with someone or launch a layer 2. And I think most of the world is not going to do what Stripe is doing, is not going to do what Circle is doing. But I think they'll be motivated by what Stripe and Circle are doing to say, okay, how do we do this? We're not in position. We shouldn't launch our own layer 1. What makes the most sense? And the next answer, most people are going to say it's ETH. It's an ETH layer 2. It's an EVM chain. That's where future of finance. That's like, it's not even DeFi. Like, that's just the future. Like, that's maybe something else. Like, we call it TradFi. We've got DeFi, obviously. I'm not trying to be cheesy when I say the future of finance. It's just where our world is heading. It seems so obvious to me. That's where our world is heading. It's going to become finance, and blockchain tech is going to be the rails for finance. Is this tracking? Am I making any sense? I'm kind of like,
I said it in the Wall Street Journal, took the exact line I said, right? I mean, it's the backbone of digital finance, period. That was my statement months ago.
I think it gets to a point you can even drop digital. It just becomes the backbone of finance.
Yes, that's fair.
Is there anything between that to where we go from, oh, it's crypto and DeFi and TradFi to where there's this FutureFi, or come up with some fancy word before it becomes just finance? Or do you think
it's probably just like, it's probably is going to get there. I think we're there now in the middle ground, right? It's similar to the idea that crypto gaming is just gaming, right? And I've had that we've been having this conversation for like 4 years now, and people will be like, crypto gaming. It's like, crypto isn't an appealing thing. Crypto gaming tips when it's gaming. I think, in my opinion, I think you're really onto something with the idea that DeFi, it's just going to become finance. It's all just going to become finance. And
I actually could see like a world where DeFi still is a thing, right? Like, DeFi is us crazies who we don't want to deal with the banks. We appreciate self-sovereignty. We appreciate self-custody. And we will continue to do our finance in a decentralized world where everyone else that's not decentralized, they're coming on chain. It's just, they're still going to have control over it, whether it's the chain that they're running, whether it's an L2 they're running, right? Like, I think DeFi survives because, like, some people just aren't going to want to put their money in a centralized entity they don't have full control over. But I think DeFi will still be the extreme minority, and the rest of the world will just be finance on chain.
Yeah, like, and that might even be, and people might still say DeFi, and like you said, like, I don't think it's going to be just for the goblins in Goblin Town anymore. It's like DeFi, we're going to see more traditional finance people using DeFi and getting smart about it and having like automated investment strategies. And I think AI is going to play a lot into DeFi as we get older with like set your investment strategy. But yeah, man, I agree. I think like it's where it's going. And I don't think these L1 blockchains do anything except help push more adoption, especially the Stripe example we talked about yesterday. They're building the picks, the shovels, and the ground that you farm it on, right? Or the ground that you mine on. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's going to be bad for ETH. Like, if you think it's bad for ETH, then you are not thinking nearly big enough. Like,
that's it. That's exactly it. My thesis is on this. Everyone coming on chain is so large. Could in theory, could you spin up L2s in perpetuity and it support it? Yes. ETH is not capable of all this transacting on mainnet. It's just, there's way too much volume. It's just not, it doesn't scale that way. The L2 thesis could work. It's just for some of these entities, they don't need to do that. Like, and they could build a blockchain that no one knows about. Like, it's truly their exclusive use just for payments. No one uses it. It's simply the infrastructure that powers their payment processing. And, you know, it just, from a fee generation standpoint, for some of them that are so large, that just seems like an obvious path. Very few are going to go that route, I think.
Yeah. It just, you think the local coffee shop's going to be like, you know what, I need to build my own blockchain? Do you think even like large businesses that don't have a ton of profitability? No, they're going to be like, hey, I can work with partners. It's easier. I don't have to think about it. Good. Like, that's the direction it's going to go. So I agree with you. I think your thought is sound. Like, people are acting like, oh my God, this is awful for ETH. It's like, how small are you thinking if you think it's bad for ETH that a couple of major corporations are trying to build their own, like when Progressive built an in-house agency, it wasn't the death of creative agencies. Like, when large companies do that, it's not the death of creative agencies. Like, sure, they have to adjust a little bit and they have to figure stuff out and whatever, but it's like creative agencies are still doing just fine. They're alive and well. And, like Edelman isn't dead because they bring a couple PR people in house at a certain company. It's just doesn't work like that. And so, yeah, I think there are only so many companies. And by the way, they're not building it EVM compatible because, they obviously want the interoperability, but when you build it EVM compatible, it also means that you can pick it up and move it if you decide to move on to ETH.
Last post from our hero, Tom Lee. Today's hot PPI is just a graze. Number 1, since late 22, every dip has been bought. Number 2, since late 2022, every dip has been bought. Number 3, since late 2022, every dip has been bought. With regard to today, see point number 1. Yeah, it's just, he's got 20 billion to buy ETH. He's not worried about today's dip. He's probably seeing how much ETH can I buy today.
Yeah, he's not. It's just, again, like, I think people just like overthink this sometimes. And like, I also think it's like tough because we're in a reactionary space. When things are going up, it's like, it's up only. Everybody's happy. Everybody's thrilled. Everybody's excited. Like when ETH is, going well and everything's going well. But like, again, like I said this about Rect. I want to just reiterate this. Rect had a new all-time high for like a week straight. It's not how the world works. And we live in a volatile space. And I think people sometimes get a little bit over their skis with how they have expectations on certain things. And it really isn't that deep. It's like, it's to me, it's just another day in the market where we're down a little bit. We're up again. Like, it's just, again, Sol is at 205. It crashed down to like 188 or so and found resistance. Is back to 195. Great. Like, I think we can be so reactionary. Like, it's all over because of this, and people find ways to retrofit narratives. And it's like, everybody's take a deep breath. We're doing just fine. So
94% of a September rate cut and 56% of a second rate cut in October, according to the CME watch tool. Resume up only in Phonix's opinion. And I would agree. It may not be up only today, but yeah, I still think we get a rate cut. Probably is priced into some degree, but more importantly, we got a guest tomorrow, and we'll be able to talk about my crush on Cathie Wood.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. You and I'm gonna have to get funky talking about Polkadot if you bring in Cathie Wood, because it's just gonna be like that might be the entirety of the time we have. But yeah, funky coming on tomorrow. It's gonna be a fun one.
May or may not have recently Googled Cathie Wood's net worth as I'm looking at homes in this market. I was like, maybe I just go a different route. And my local fund is Miss Wood, and we could buy some property together. I did joke, everyone, but
not really. If Cathie Wood showed up and knocked on your door, you are open for a date. Look, man, I mean,
she lives here. If you're not connecting the dots, she is a resident of St. Pete, and if you're curious, the net worth is north of $250 million.
Cathie Wood. Yeah. I mean, just you're, we have Funky on tomorrow. I'm still convinced. I'm trying to get the Polygon and the Katana guys on. I'm going to try to get you as a Polygon influencer. Like, I really think you are missing the boat on.
It was on my to-do list. I just haven't got that far yet, but I will.
You know what? Like, whether when we bring someone on or we do a separate stream, I will walk you through the 3 or 4 easy things to do, one of which is tweet about it, because they have a Kaido campaign going on right now. So if you're doing it, you might as well talk about it. With your reach, you could be in their top 50, which is getting a 30K distribution of USDC, and that extra 25K bonus, I think, is a lottery for money they're putting in there. All if you just go stake on some validators, which gets you access to airdrop, get on Katana. And I haven't even explored all the other stuff. I'm just putting more money on Katana because Katana has an airdrop coming. And I know people are like, well, what was the last airdrop you were excited for in Polygon? I'm like, do you know how fucking crowded it is over at Hyperliquid? And if I put $1,000 into something, I'm going to get like $14 in an airdrop. If I go harder at Polygon, I'm probably going to do a little bit better. So I'm convinced and trying to make you a Polygon influencer, because I think it's just one of the few Kaido campaigns where you actually fit well into the equation, because you could just park. You could say, I'm going to take half an ETH of capital or less, park it over there, talk about it, and get paid. It just seems like very like easy. So I'm gonna keep trying to get you on that train. I'm gonna keep talking about it. But I'm probably going to even reduce some hyperliquid exposure over the next. Like I had my first couple weeks in DeFi. I have reviewed what I've looked at, and I've decided that a couple hyperliquid places I'll go hard, but like probably not super hard because I'm just not big enough to make a difference there. B-Epic says we're missing XP here. B-Epic, honestly, like, again, I said it earlier in the show. I believe in Abstract. I believe in Luca. I am way too tough in the middle ground. I'm getting 19,000 XP a week. That's plenty good. But I think having my money tied up in Abstract meme coins and like to say it's supposed to be the big week, I didn't get any bonus in the big week.
Here's the thing. By the way, the rate cuts went from 95% down to 92% chance of happening in September with today's news. So has Polymarket been wrong before? Yeah, I'm sure it has. Almost $1 million traded on this. It's been a pretty good indicator of news in the past, and not saying it's, it is infallible, but I still think a good chance we get rate cuts. The question is how much of it is already priced in. Remind me before I shift to gears.
I was saying B-Epic was like, XP on Abstract.
So B-Epic says he'll hit platinum this week. Congratulations. That's awesome. Here's kind of where I am. And I similar to you in the sense that not fully knowing how they're going to do the airdrop, right? If it's like everyone in gold gets the same allocation, I could probably pull everything right now off Abstract and I get the same allocation, right? It's like, I am giving up on getting to platinum. I'm not not moving 6 figures onto Abstract and buying a bunch of memes to get there. I'm just going to continue maybe doing a little bit more, but that is my debate is at this point, am I in diminishing returns on any extra thing I do on Abstract? Because I'm not going to get platinum anyways. I'm already gold. I'm doing fine. I'm in the top 1%. Am I going to get to the top 0.01%? I'm not. So it's like, if it's every XP equals 1 token, then yeah, it's not diminishing returns. The more I do, the more I'm going to get, but I doubt they do it that way. I'm guessing it's probably bucketed or tiered out. And, this is like the pros and the cons of them keeping everything, not disclosing, how, XP, how you're earning XP, what that equates to, because yeah, you're not having farmers, but you also have people like us that are like, well, I've kind of got where I'm going to get to. I'm not saying it's maxed out, but I just don't know. I may be getting as much allocation of Abstract as I would get, whether I do what I'm currently doing or I 2x my, my holdings on Abstract. And that's the debate in my head.
It's the diminishing returns. It's exactly what you said. And that's the thing. It's like, again, B-Epic, like you may be right on this one, but I am, my current reward system, I am sitting at, I'll tell you what I'm sitting at. I'm smack dab in the low end of gold with 377,000 XP into this. So like into gold. So like, I don't know what that is for total because they reset the XP at 0 each level, but about 377,000 XP into gold. I'm not going to get to platinum unless I spend a lot of money. I am underwater on my on-chain hero that got me XP early on, so I'm probably going to tax loss harvest that. And at what point is holding these NFTs? I have done in the past few weeks, I'm going to go the past like 5 weeks, 19,000, 18,000, 19,000, 19,000, 18,000, 19,000. Like that is my, it is steady no matter what I do. I do more on-chain activity, I'm there. I do less on-chain activity, I'm there.
Hard to believe this is week 28, over a half a year of Abstract already. I didn't realize that until I just saw week 28.
We're flying. I've done well on the memes too, to a degree. I didn't go heavy on the memes though. I went like $75, $80 here and there. Buying memes didn't affect my XP. Buying NFTs isn't affecting my XP anymore. Playing games isn't affecting my XP anymore. I think if I have a bunch of money pushed into memes or a bunch of money pushed into NFTs, I'd probably do well. But like everybody who's saying like, I bought a bunch of stuff and my XP went up, like that's it. The key is buying memes and NFTs. I don't think I want to allocate there. Every NFT I bought on Abstract is underwater. It's not FUD. I like Abstract. I'm streaming here. I like the point system. I like everything they're doing. Like I'm a fan of the team. I think they're doing well. Every NFT I bought there is underwater. Every single one. I think the exception is I flipped a couple of things right after I bought them for a profit. But every NFT I currently own is underwater. Meme coins are up for the most part, but I didn't put a bunch of money there, and I don't think that that's a great place for me to do that. I mean, you said Gigaverse helped your XP this week. I played Gigaverse every single day, max out XP, and have 2 ROMs. XP was exactly the same this week. So, like, I max every game, and I like Gigaverse, so I'll continue to play it. I'll continue to fish. I'll continue to go to dungeon runs. I have 2 ROMs. I could buy more. I mean, to be Epic's point, look, you didn't play. So the XP system isn't really hidden as much as they say it. The XP system isn't hidden. It's buy stuff on chain and you get more points. It's a loyalty system. That's okay. I am at a point now where I'm looking at my airdrop. I think that the diminishing returns, I think you called it really well there, Cap, is only going to get to so much. Like, I'm already in the middle of gold. I farmed well at the beginning. I have a bunch of badges.
Like, if I wasn't at gold, I would be actually farming hard right now. Like, if I was like, I hadn't hit gold tier yet. Actually, you just unpacked it for me. The gold tier is just too big.
Yeah.
Like every other tier is like, oh, I can see the path to getting there. I'm 100,000 into 1 million is the thing for gold. It doesn't seem attainable for me. It's kind of like I'm giving up on getting to platinum. And I think maybe if there was something like if platinum was 500,000, I only had to 5x my current XP in this tier, I might go for it. I don't think it's, knowing that it's coming in Q4, I don't think it's realistic for me to 10x my XP without serious effort. And I think maybe that's that. Maybe it's as simple as that. As the gold tier is just so large.
Yeah, it would take me 42 weeks at my current trajectory more. 42 weeks, so 42 weeks, it's like another like basically 11 months, almost 10 and a half months for me to get to platinum at my current trajectory. There's no benefit to it for me right now. And I don't want to mint things just to farm anymore. And like I said, my NFTs are all underwater holding there because they have switched it to like either buy a bunch of NFTs or buy a bunch of memes or going hard on memes. I don't trust that I'll keep a good enough eye on the memes. So I'll hold a couple.
I just did the math. 90 weeks. It'd take me 90 more weeks at current trajectory to get to platinum. Like I'm keeping my PENGU, but you got me thinking like maybe I should move. I just do hold that and continue to stream because or we're just wrong and it's not tiered out at all, hardly. Well, it's a lot of, thousands of different allocations inside the gold tier.
I just think there are levels to this thing where, one, not holding a big pudgy makes it impossible for me to level up quickly. The big pudgy multiplier is a massive difference. It's another 50% jump. So instead of 20,000, I'd be at 30,000 every single week. And that would cut my time in half. And, that would mean I'd have a shot for TG if I made some moves. I'm not going to be big on holding memes. Like, I don't want to hold a bunch of abstract meme coins and end up holding the bag because, look, I did that with NFTs. All of my NFTs are underwater. Like, I'm underwater by probably like $1,000 on my on-chain hero or something. And granted, that was dumb. I probably bought the top. It's my own fault. I pushed those buttons. I'm not fudding it. Like, it's good. I like abstract. I like the team. I like the streaming platform. I think it's cool. It's a fun consumer chain. I think they're going to continue to do really well. I have come to the realization that I am not the target guy to do well in abstract. I'm a 42-year-old non-meme coin holder on abstract. I'm not on one of the teams. I'm not getting the mindshare leads there. Like, I'm not that guy that abstract is going to reward. Like, we do fine streaming on abstract. There are people who do a gazillion times better than us streaming on abstract. And it's a younger demographic that, does certain things, plays certain games, talks about certain things. Not going to be us. So when I look at my NFTs being underwater and I think about like, I could sell all of my NFTs, get some more money that I could roll into things like DeFi. When I look at my memes and I say, why am I holding Barry? Like, I don't know. Like, and so probably hold a handful of them. I mean, I have a lot of PENGU, but apparently not enough. Probably like twice the allocation needed for like that little bonus that they give on there. But like, I mean, be Epic, you're doing well. You got a big pudgy, you're big in memes, whatever. Like, I get 20,000 every single week, and I'm not interested in spending more money for XP that might get me another little bit of money with airdrops. I'm already underwater on those NFTs, which was just cutting into that airdrop number, which got me points. I'm up a little on memes, which I can sell off to maybe make up for that loss. But like from a pure money perspective, I'm just not going to get to platinum. It is not an obtainable thing for me. And so if I'm not going to get to platinum, I don't know the purpose of me continuing to grind out on gold. Like, even unless it's individualized in the XP level, it feels I feel very nihilistic about it and very like, what's the point here, right? And so I'm sure the airdrop will do well. And that's on top of the fact that you have big pudgies, little pudgies, streamers, abstract point farmers, all who are being told they're going to eat at TGE. I'm not in those categories. I'm just not somebody who's in a category who's going to eat at TGE. So realizing I probably hit a ceiling there, I'm probably stuck at that point. It's not FUD. It's not anything bad. It's just, I think you're right, Cap. They made the XP way too big in for gold, and I have zero chance to get there. Excuse me. And every week, I see the thing, but BF is like, oh, you rolled money into Polygon. I rolled in PENGU. Exactly. Like, I rolled money into Polygon where I know that I'm getting yield. I know that I'm getting access into airdrops. I rolled money into Flow where I know I'm getting yield. I know I'm getting access to airdrops. I rolled money into Hyperliquid. I rolled money into Meteora and LPing, which prints me money every single week. Like, if I print a couple $1,000s on fees on Meteora, that's probably not too far off from what my abstract. Like, I don't expect my airdrop for abstract to be more than a couple $1,000s at this point. I just think there's too many mouths to feed, and I am on the low end of the totem pole. It is not a knock. You should feed your whales. You should feed your power users. You should feed your major streamers. You should feed all the people who are doing extremely well to help promote your chain. I don't disagree with that. I think that's really, really smart. I just don't think that I'm one of those people, even though I've been very bullish and on and abstract. I'm not going to stop talking about it. I'm not going to stop streaming. I'm not going to stop playing the games. I'm just going to pull back probably on some of my activities and probably unload some of my NFTs, because if I fall back and I get 5,000 XP a week, I don't think 5,000 XP a week for the next couple of months is that different than 19,000. Do you?
I think it could be negligible, if not the exact same. Maybe not. We could be very wrong here, but I think now B Epic does say it's got to be way higher. So like, part of what I wonder if they do is, as you guys stream every week and we'll be rewarded. Maybe this is what I don't know is like, is it XP only and that's the only thing that's rewarded, or XP is going to be one bucket, holding big pudgy is going to be one bucket, holding little pudgy is another bucket, the number of times you streamed is another bucket. Like, there's a lot of things they could do to get creative, and so it's also why I think I'm not fudding.
Yeah,
but I'm sure I hope some of this feedback gets back to the team to where they like, hey, they execute very well. And I would not be surprised at all if there's, a card up their sleeve, or they have something planned at TGE that we've not talked about yet, that no one's thought of yet. Like, wouldn't be surprised at all. Dort says, it'll be interesting to see how abstract ideates after abstract TGE. Does XP go away and replace with the drip of abs for creators? How do they not become Blast post TGE? I'm sure the team has a plan. That's it. They got to have a plan. They saw this happen with Blast. It could be both. It could be XP stays and you're not sure what season 2 looks like. It could be there's no XP, but it's a direct link to abstract. I actually think they'll probably keep XP, and that remains it's just like how Rekt, when you buy Rekt drinks, you're getting drink, you're getting their points. You're not getting directly. And then that, that converts to Rekt. I think they'll probably do something similar where XP just is an ongoing thing. And, instead of waiting for one big, TGE, maybe it's monthly claims, maybe it's I don't know how they're going to do it, but I'm interested and I remain bullish. I do hope they reward biased. I hope they reward streamers extra above and beyond any XP. I think more so than having this is important. How they reward loyalty post TGE is important. I still think they need their killer DApp. I did see earlier, I apologize, I don't know who said it, that there's new DeFi stuff coming, a lot of new protocols, a new portal, which will be interesting. I do think, you said this, a very user-friendly DeFi portal where people don't have to understand all this stuff. It's almost like a tutorial, kind of walks some people through. I think that could be a home run. I have no idea if that's something they're building or not, but it does seem like some new DeFi protocols and tools coming soon. And I still don't think that's enough, right? I still think they need their other side. I know other side is still risky. There's no guarantee it's the hit, but in the thesis that other side is the hit, it absolutely is their killer app for Ape Chain. I'm not sure what that is yet for. I know they got Pudgy World coming or whatever their game is, Pudgy Clash, PENGU Clash. I just don't know. I think it's still going to be important for them because I don't think by itself, post TGE, I don't know as if streaming is enough.
Unless they count, by the way, on streaming. I agree with you on the killer DApp thing. To hit on George's question real quick, I agree with you on the killer DApp thing. Like, they need to get more. I think the DeFi user friendliness. Like, again, I'm going to get you using Katana just to look at it, how user friendly it is. I'm probably going to do a video on it. To George's question, I think you have to hold back a lot of abstracts and you have to hold back a lot of PENGU, and you use that for rewards based on how people interact, and you get creative with it. You have to find an incentive loop to keep it in the system. A native yield, a reason to stake, a reason to spend or use. Number two, like Lucas said, that he reward those streamers that are consistent. Again, to Cap's point, if we get to there and the claim has like you streamed X amount of times, that's worth this much PENGU, or this worth abstract, great. Like, I can see that happening. Barring that, I think the consistent streamers being rewarded are already being rewarded. And it's not a knock to, like, again, it sounds weird because, like, I really am bullish on the abstract team. I'm really bullish on the team, the platform, what Luke is building. I'm bullish on the mobile app they're building. I'm bullish on the way they're marketing and branding it. I'm just saying, from where I sit personally on the XP, not only am I having trouble getting to the next level, and I don't think that'll happen, not only am I underwater on my NFT, so I'm also losing money on that farm. I also just think, like, when you're talking about the streamers being rewarded, I feel like they're not talking about us. And I'm not trying to, like, say that in a bad way. Like, maybe we will be. Cap and I show up here every day. We do our stream. We love it. We love the platform. We think it's awesome. The tipping's been great. I think that there are streamers, the Eli's of the world, the Marianne's of the world, the other folks that are, they're getting absolutely rewarded and will continue to do so. I think that those are the people that are going to ultimately see it. I had a conversation with Dancing Eddie the other day, Cap. I'm getting more sold on Pump Fun streaming, if I'm being honest. Had a good conversation with him, and he gave me his reasoning because he was strongly against it and then changed and now does it there.
Gainsey's post the other day almost got me to talk to you about. We got to fire up the Pump Fun stream somehow.
You should look at the post that I shared a post with a video from him where he talked about, I was a big critic. I thought it was bad. I have a much longer section of that that's really good. And Diablo's right. You can't blame abstract for wanting spenders. They're consumer chain. They need consumers. Bingo. They're rewarding. They're doing exactly what they should be doing. That's why I'm not fudding abstract. I think it's awesome. They're rewarding the people who are buying. They're rewarding the people who are holding. They're rewarding the meme coiners. They're rewarding the NFT holders. All great. They're rewarding a lot of the streamers. I think that I'm in this weird middle ground where I have to decide that I'm either going to push a ton of money into this and buy a bunch of meme coins, and I'm going to be such an abstract farmer and I'm going to max everything out, or I can pull back and say that I've done a pretty good job farming so far and I want to move that money elsewhere because I have more options and there's more opportunity. And that's a decision I need to make. Maybe I'll go in on an abstract, but I just don't. I think they've hit this point where I think we're not alone. We had this conversation in the war room. I think there are a lot of people like us who are either in the lower middle ground, and it feels like there's have and have-nots on abstract, and the haves are the people who are doing very well at the top, as they should be. They're holding the memes. They're holding the NFTs. They should be rewarded. They're the big streamers. They're drawing the most attention. You 1,000% should reward those people. I think we're maybe in that middle ground category, and I see a lot of people in the lower ground category are saying, yeah, I don't know that this is the thing that I want to do anymore. So I think that's where we're at. So, yeah, it's not fun. It's just cut the gold tier in half, and I'll feel like I'm working towards something again, and maybe I'll be more bullish. But like, I can't get to platinum. So,
speaking of bullish, we got one more bullish take to pump our wrecked bags, and then I'll let you get us out of here. It's actually pretty good insight and data on some wrecked holders. And this is just a few sampling between those that are holding between 500,000 and 1 million coins. But, holding 500 billion for nearly 9 straight months, never sold a single one. This person buying every day for 3 weeks now, 471 billion. This crypto veteran tried to tracking wallet back to 2022, Twitter deleted, identity unknown, holding 531 billion, around 600K, not selling. It goes on and on. Here's some KuCoin deposits that came over from KuCoin, holding 600 to 700 billion, not trading. They're just buying. Like a lot of the big wallets, turned 118K into 524K over 8 months, sold exactly 0 tokens. They're up 4 to 10x and nobody is selling. 47 wallets in this range, average hold time 6 to 9 months, all waiting, no trimming, no profit taking. The 1 million crowd gets all the headlines, but it's the middle tier that's playing the game differently. That's not my thesis. Exactly this. First I'm seeing this specific data on these 47 wallets in this range. I'm not surprised because that is anecdotally what I get from this community and following along is that their bullish brand ambassadors are very long, extremely bullish, extremely loyal, and not looking at this as a flip. It's like liken this to like NFTs, like this is their forever coin. Like they're not in this to trade. They're in this for a multi-year journey and seeing rec brands grow into a household name and like having that's serious money. It's several $100,000 and these people are holding on average for 6 to 9 months and not taking any profits. That's notable.
Yeah. It's a group of people that are really invested in seeing the brand succeed, literally and figuratively. And yeah, I've debated again. I keep saying this, like I'm trying to be really disciplined because I allocated about as much as direct as I was planning to. I hit the target that I was planning to hit. So I'm trying to be disciplined. On the other hand, I'm looking at some stable coins and seeing the market down and being like, maybe I could buy a little more rec, toss a little more there.
I'm going to talk about building in public. I'm going to telegraph a shot. I'm DMing. I'm actually probably going to DM and shoot an email to OSF today. And I'm going to try to get on the team.
For rec, period? Just like rec drinks?
For their next line. There's rumors they're going to do like the next, they'll do like a caffeine drink. They'll do a functional beverage drink. You've heard me talk how bullish I am on alternate beverages. I'm considering starting a retail brand here that's in the functional alternative beverage industry. I at least have to ask. Like, I would kick myself if I do this, and then 2 months from now, like, oh, we're launching our functional mushroom drink. We're launching our kava drink. I'm like, why the hell did I at least ask? Like, I have no expectations. Like, they don't need me, but I know a thing or two about retail and retail distribution, and I have a lot of conviction in what they're building. And it's like, I've had the conversation here. Like, do I link up with someone who's got a location or two, someone who's started establishing a brand but needs help scaling? Sure, I could do that here. Or I could have the same conversation with OSF. So yeah, I'm going to take the shot. Wish me luck, and stay tuned. If again, I'm not like, I truly have no expectations. They don't need me, but if our objectives, our visions align, then that's a route I would not only strongly consider. Like if they're interested in they're thinking what I'm thinking on this, these alternative beverage sector, then I just, why not? Why not shoot the shot and have the conversation? Nothing bad can come of it.
Dude, fuck yes. I love that. Like, that's exactly, like, they were saying in the abstract chat, you're already so bullish on it. It's like a product you believe in. It's like working for something you believe in is so exciting. It's so exciting. And working for something you don't believe in is the opposite. Like, the fact of the matter is, like, you believe it, you see the early rocket ship. Like, this is one of those things that you're excited about. To your point, like, if they become bigger than Red Bull or they become a big time beverage it's like, you're going to be like, why didn't I just ask? So fuck yeah, man. Go for it. You got the email, you got the DM, fire it off, and good luck, man. It's exciting.
Thanks. We'll keep everyone posted. We'll see.
Love it. Look, that said, I've got Jonah at noon. I mentioned that. I'll just pin that to the top real quick if anyone wants to see that. Any Jonah enjoyers or Jonah not enjoyers, you could hear me talk to him later today about all his thoughts. Going to get him run in. I've got something with my mom later today that I need to do, so it's going to be a busy day. And then hopefully tonight get some work done. And then tomorrow, I think tentatively plan is DeFi, like look at my DeFi portfolio once again and actually try to like sort it out. But we got Funky coming on tomorrow. Excited for that. Yeah, but that's it, Cap. Let's set everybody up in their day. Thanks to everybody who came through today. We will talk to everybody bright and early tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks for tuning into Coffee with Captain, powered by ApeCoin. We hope you enjoyed the show, and remember, nothing we discussed today is financial advice. Until next time, keep exploring, stay curious, and we'll see you soon. Have a great day.
Welcome to the future.